think it's a great idea to start the show with run away. Take it on the run.
Take this on the run. Please don't run away.
What does take it on the run actually mean? I mean, escaping from a crime, take it on the run.
I always thought of that song as like I get it on the run. Like I get I don't know. I kind of looked at it like a little side action on the go.
Oh, you take it on the run that way? Well, maybe that is what it's about.
I don't know. Take it on the run meeting.
It might be what it's all about. I mean, you might be right. There's a possibility there anyway. In any case, I want to run a little weather by it because for right now it's nice. I'm hopeful it'll hang in there for a while. Today, patchy early fog, then mostly sunny and warm with a high of 80. Gee, Ms. Catherine's coming back to town. I wonder why it's going to be sunny and 80.
It's nice weather comes back.
Jesus. Tonight, partly cloudy, late showers and thunderstorms possible. A low of 60 on Thursday. Warm with partial sun and a possible thunderstorm passing through, though, with a high of 80. And then on Friday, mainly cloudy, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms, 78. And then the thunderstorms are hanging around for the weekend. But then, of course, on Monday, sunny and 76. Tuesday, sunny and 72. Jesus. Every Monday and Tuesday, it's
gotta
beautiful.
Come. It's got to come back some point.
It will. It's almost here. We've been sitting outside at night for at least a little while.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday was beautiful.
It was.
And we did something our household has never done before.
Paid your bills?
Yep.
I knew it. I knew that's what it was.
But in our defense, with your money.
Yes, we didn't spend our own money, Tom.
We took Go-Go to a restaurant. We've never done that, like with a high chair and everything. Like,
How old's Go-Go now?
She's going to be 1 this month on the 28th.
It's pretty early to go to a restaurant.
Yes, it felt good. She ate the food. We went to Lion's Tap because
I love Lion's Tap.
Of course we did.
Great burgers.
And I was nervous because I was kind of like, how is she going to act? If she going to lose her ass or whatever. And she was so enthralled because there's like dead deer heads everywhere. And, it's got all this stuff. But yeah, it was so fun. And I was like, we got to use a high chair. I know it seems so dumb, but like, what? It was so fun.
Now, Rudy,
Yes.
You've met Andy.
I have.
Brittany, you've met Andy.
I know him well.
First time we did that with Andy, what did Andy do?
Smear poop on the wall?
No, that was at home. He did that before we left for
Privacy of his
dinner.
own home, Rudy.
Before we left for dinner, he did that at home. He was about, I think, a year and a half old, maybe a little older, because I know he could talk a lot, and that's usually a year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah, I could be anywhere. It's all over the board.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Took his food and threw it across the room.
Of course he did.
Andy is all I have to say.
I'll tell you this. Go-Go was not going to be letting go of that burger. She was like 2 hands. That thing was not getting chucked. And we were so corny. Like, we are so corny. I, asked the server and this amazing lady who's a hostess there to take a picture with her.
I see.
So I was like, and then I had that thought, am I going to do this her whole life? And then on top of it, if we have another kid, am I going to keep doing this? Like, is this hold on?
You will do it until about the age of 5 or 6.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
you'll still do the big stuff like Halloween.
Yeah.
You'll do all that stuff. But when it comes to actually putting stuff inside the baby book and keeping all that keepsakes, and especially if you have a second one, it all goes out the window.
I would think so because I can't stand myself how annoyed I am. I was like, it's her first restaurant. Will you? And they're like, of course. They were so nice at Lion's Tap. But I was like, I am becoming someone I hate.
What? No. You
I'm
gotta take care of your baby.
So excited. I took pictures of her eating a burger, and I was like, what am I going to do with this photo?
Yeah.
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, taking your kids out for the first time, or at least,
Yeah.
extended.
She's starting to feel that age where so I've always loved her, obviously, but she's more fun and human now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like when Justin was like, should we take her to a restaurant? I was like, I was so ready to leave the house because I'd been there all day since, after work. I was like, we can, a new thing unlocked in my brain. Oh, yeah, we could take her to a restaurant. It was just we're starting to have more fun with her.
It is a great thing, and it just gets better through. Honest to God, the older your kids get, the better you're going to love it.
You're
It's
the
wonderful.
5th person that told me that, including
great.
that they have 20-something-year-old kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine are both in their 30s.
Yeah,
now.
30-something-year-old kids.
I do love my children. I know that's a horrible thing to say in public now that you actually love someone, but
It's controversial.
really controversial. There's no question about it. I have just one rule on the show that I'm going to have to put in place today. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. There are 2 words you cannot say on this show anymore. at least for the time being. The and Twins. Okay, so no Twins. Jesus, Palomino. They looked horrible last night. Did you watch the game?
I didn't, but I was driving
Oh,
downtown
God.
last night because I was at Acme and I saw the lights of Target Field, and I thought, well, those look a little dimmer tonight.
Yeah, they good perception because they sucked so badly.
Yeah.
Dropping the ball all over, kicking the ball all over the yard.
What?
They committed 3 errors. That team sucks right now. They looked so good for the first month of the season, and then they found out Uncle Tommy was happy, so they had to piss all over everything.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. They did it on purpose,
That's probably it.
and I'm very pissed off. It just tears my heart out. I love the Twins, and they're just horrible. They're not just bad. They're kicking the ball all, committing error after error. They can't hit a damn thing. Their middle relief sucks. It's just, I might have to take over Rocco's job. What do you think?
I mean, it's time.
It's true.
It's time. Step into those shoes.
It really is. There's no question.
Why? What's the change? I feel like we were singing their praises.
I know. It just, have you been watching? You guys been watching any game?
No, but like, are they drinking different Gatorade? Are
Maybe.
their socks too tight? Like, we got to
Maybe.
figure it out. They're kicking the ball?
I mean, they committed 3 errors in the same, I believe, the same inning last night. Because I had to walk away for a while. I was watching it the first couple innings. I'm like, oh God. And then I got back for the last inning and a half. Well, I shouldn't say that, the last inning, because I didn't want. Once they scored that 6th run, 4, 5, and 6, I'm done. It just, that team has got to get their head out of there. You're paid millions of dollars to kick the ball around a baseball field.
Yeah.
Jesus, get your head out of your ass and learn how to play a little defense.
Maybe we should isolate that and send that as a pep talk.
We should. Hi, it's the Tom Bernard Show, the morning show. You guys suck right now, but we're going to tell you. I will tell you, both Brittany and Rudy have never dropped the ball like you assholes. What do you think?
Honored.
Oh.
I don't. First off, I don't believe you.
I mean, I have to lie.
Dude,
just
I am pumped right now.
yeah, there you
I'm
go.
going to flip a Buick. That's how pumped I am.
They still make Buicks?
Maybe. I don't know. I had a Buick Rendezvous up until about.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yeah. No, because that's what happens. You make a baby and then you become a family man. You buy
Yeah.
a midsize
Yep.
SUV and you cash it all in. You put 20 pounds on.
Who thought Rendezvous was a great name for a car?
Yeah, rendezvous. We're going to get together in the back seat.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a guy that worked on my car, and I called the mechanic shop, and I said, "Yeah, I got a Buick Rendezvous," and he goes, "Oh, the Rendezvous. I don't think I know the. Are you talking about the Rendezvous?"
Oh no.
Rendezvous.
Oh
And,
no.
and I thought,
Touchdown.
you know what? I don't need you to pronounce it to work on it, my man.
Well, that's true.
I'll drop off the Rendezvous at 1.
Rendezvous. Maybe if we ever have another kid, we'll name him Rendezvous.
Of
Just
course.
little Rennie.
I assume that we'll do it as some sort of, group effort when we name my next child.
Why not?
Of course.
This time. Go and Rennie.
Go and run. I can't even say it the wrong way.
You can't. What is it again? Rendezvous.
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 The Rendezvous. So let's see. They don't make Oldsmobiles anymore. Is that correct?
I think Tiger Woods drives an Oldsmobile, doesn't he?
Does he? I thought they didn't make them anymore.
Maybe not, but maybe
I don't know.
Oh, Victor has a good idea, but here's the thing. I don't know if they've earned it, but he thinks that we should tell Tommy he needs to play the light, happy music again. Can't hurt.
Well, they're still in first place. Okay.
Okay.
Rudy, what do you think? Little light, happy music.
We can do that. Yeah.
Inspire them.
Let me see. In fact, I may have actually taken it off of our button bar.
Oh,
because
that's real.
Oh, see? Maybe that's the
that's how
problem.
bad the team is. I was like, we're not going to be playing this for a while.
That's really funny.
They're still in first place. I haven't even checked the standings. Are they, a game and a half up now or some
I don't
lame-ass
know.
thing like that? They should be 8 games up right now. That's how bad they're playing. They should be kicking ass. These are not good teams that they're beating them, by the way. The teams suck. But what are you going to do? I guess it's... There it is.
There it is.
We're giving you this, but not because you deserve it, twins. We're
But-
giving this to you as inspiration.
Did you notice the special part of this whole thing? The person who suggested we play the music is Victor.
Ah!
To win, baby. Just win.
When do they play again now?
This afternoon. I think do they have 2 afternoon games back to back today and tomorrow?
Gulp. That
Somebody
would
told me that.
be a rough go.
I don't know if they do or not, but I had heard they have 2-day games back to back, but I don't remember seeing that much of that. Maybe San Diego because they have to get up 2 hours earlier.
All right, so we're going to see if it helped tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow if it helped.
You're a disaster.
I'm sad for you.
Well, I know that's because we're such good friends. That's
We're
what
such
it is.
And also tomorrow,
What?
I've got a special guest coming.
Oh God,
in.
honest to God, we're gonna have to get a gurney in here and just wheel you to the hospital.
I'm so excited. My friend Allie, who used to be on the 93X show, is coming in tomorrow's show.
And she's in Chicago now.
Yeah, she's in Chicago.
Is she working in Chicago?
She was. She recently left the morning show not too long ago.
Oh, in Chicago. She's doing mornings in Chicago as well.
She was, yeah.
Where was she? Do you know?
She was on, I believe it was Q101.
Yeah.
Q101.
Yeah.
And what is that?
Something like that.
It's like a alternative station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good fit.
Yeah.
Be a good fit for you. I haven't seen her in years. now.
She's so excited.
It's been a long time.
She's really excited to come in.
Well, it'll be good to have somebody excited in here. There'll be a nice balance.
I'm going to be so normal when she's here, I promise.
Yeah, that's
So-
going to be a thrill.
Yeah.
No, she's very pleasant. I've not spoken to her very much. I've said
No.
hello and things like that. But
She still remembers when she had a birthday party at the station and you kept singing, Hap!
Hap.
Hap!
Nick Swartzen and I used to do that to everybody. We'd
Yeah.
go to birthday parties and hap, 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 hap.
Just like the beginning of the song over and over and over again.
You ever spend any time on the street with Nick Swartzen?
No, not much. I mean, in passing, I think I've met him very quickly.
Run away if he ever wants you to go to dinner with him.
Sure.
I love the man dearly, but my God, is he nuts?
He is a little nutty.
Yeah.
He told a story on stage one time that I had seen him, and he was like, "You guys, I got hammered and lost my car," and he got hammered and forgot that he had driven to the bar, and then basically called the cops and was like, "Hey, my car's been stolen."
Oh.
And then 2 days later, he went back to the bar to go get a drink, and there was his car sitting outside.
Wait a minute. How did the cops not know it was there?
It's the LA Police Department.
Well,
They
that's
are-
true.
well, yeah, unless you are walking around with an AK-47 and actively taking out people, they really don't care.
No. Especially, like, they're
suppose
like,
that's
this is a paperwork thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's like a real life dude's Where's My Car and probably felt as long as the movie.
Sure. Yeah.
God, we used to have a lot of fun. You know, I just saw him. He was in town last year. I had lunch with him, and here's what I love about Nick. Tom, my fiance's coming in, and I want you to meet him. You've never met him. He'll be here in just a couple of minutes. We talked about his fiance. He called him his fiance about 85 times, and the man gets there, and so they sit down, and I'm talking to both of them, and I said, "So, when's the wedding date?" "Oh, we're not going to get married." It's like, well, then he's not your fiance. You're
Yeah.
going to get married.
What is that? Do we have to have a party for that?
You know, it's like,
Do I have
what?
to buy you what is that?
We're not going to get married, but he's still my fiance. No, he's not. If you're not getting married.
Yeah.
Nice guy, though. They're very nice, very pleasant. That's all I know. But yeah, Nick. I haven't seen Nick now. God, I bet you it's been 9 months since I've seen Nick. I saw him.
Could have had a baby by now.
You could have. You're absolutely right. No question. All right, it is sunny and 57 degrees, which I'm very, very happy about. I do have to read a little bit about this Golden Valley Bank robbery because it never happened. I don't really understand. There was a big, and I guess maybe this is why I'm so concerned, there was a huge story on artificial intelligence this morning on the national news. They're going to have to do something about this, man. They really are. Have you guys been reading up on this?
Well, yeah, I know during the writer's strike, there's been a lot of talk about is AI, can we use that for different ways? Yeah.
I guess there are people that helped invent artificial intelligence that say, you better back off. And there were two people this morning on the national news saying, we need to push the pause here.
But how do you do that as
don't know. I
a
don't
society? We all agree we're not going to advance it? Like, what does that even look like?
Well, I just think they mean just put a pause on developing AI to another level.
I know, but like, how do we all agree on that? You know,
Well,
like
we don't get a vote.
I'm just saying that like it takes one person still like working on advancing it and doing stuff. You know, I just don't think it's plausible. It's like to stop technology, to stop the advancement. It's just not.
Well, it's going to be a bitch. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be very difficult, but it is terrifying. That stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I've locked the door. You can't get in. Well, great. Wonderful.
Gulp.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's a Stephen King movie on the horizon.
Oh, yeah.
There's a villain out there, and his name is Alan Ingram.
Yeah,
AI.
Hey, wait a minute. I worked with an Alan Ingram one time.
See?
And he was an
Did
asshole.
you work with Alan Ingram?
I didn't work with Alan Ingram, no.
Oh, you just made the name
Made
up?
it up on the, yeah.
That's a hell of a coincidence.
That's
Alan
weird.
Ingram, yeah.
It's like almost like you're AI.
Maybe I am.
Because you know why I even
Screen.
remember his name? Because he stole Cannon's deal. He used to call his show the Ingram Mess.
Ah.
Remember the Cannon Mess? Steve Cannon.
Yes.
He called the show the Cannon Mess. All of a sudden, it was the Ingram Mess. And there's Laura Ingram, right? Isn't she
Yes.
a national news person? Something like that. I do have a question because I watched a couple of things last night because I'm really hoping.
Yeah.
And this is not a political thing. This is protecting my family. I'm really hoping that the Democrats and Republicans come together and keep our economy from crashing. That'd be really great if they could do that.
That'd be nice.
But I noticed yesterday because I watched both sides of it, and they both have bullshit arguments. Of course, they can't just serve the people. They whatever I want. Can we get to a point where these politicians it's like serve the people, which is their job? What do you think?
I mean, that's the goal, right?
That would be nice if somebody would pay attention to their actual job. That would be great.
Even you has to be, if they're like, how can you support this person or that person? Not asking me specifically, but like, throwing it out there. And I was like, well, why can't people support me? Like they're working
See?
for me. Give me some support.
You have a job.
Yeah.
So all I do is carry you. My whole life, it's been
Okay, you've supported me. This
It's
is
been
true.
a damn disaster. That's all I have to say. But I do have to ask you a question, and it's a very serious question.
Okay, I'm very serious right now.
Have you been dating Joe Biden?
Obviously. If
Did
I
you
was going
guys-
to have a side piece,
It would be Joe Biden.
they'd be 20, and I would not talk to them
I
ever.
could see that, yeah. But the reason I ask you that, did you guys watch the press conference last night?
No.
Because they both did it. Both sides did a press conference, and they've gotten nowhere. And now they're going to do this, otherwise they destroy the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole world's economy would crash, right? So that's not going to happen. But the entire press conference, and this is how I know you were dating.
Of
At least you were
course.
making out with him.
Yeah, of course.
At least.
That's where I get my most joy. Making out with a 72-year-old.
72. He's 81.
81.
Or maybe.
Who's 72? You're 71, right?
Yeah. You mean my IQ?
Yeah, well, we can't.
That's a little high, 71.
Is that, yeah,
But
aggressive.
I'm not kidding you. The entire 5 minutes I watched the press conference, here's President Biden. I'd like to talk to you
Oh, yeah.
today about the fact that he sounded just like you.
Yeah,
It was-
I hit that. That was one of my conquests. It was on my bucket list.
Honest to God, he was coughing as much as. You're not coughing today, though.
I'm sure at some point I will be. The minute I lay down, too,
Oh, really?
it comes in hard. Yeah.
What is this, you think? Because I know a lot of people that have this.
I had a full-on sinus infection,
Oh.
and it was, if you have a real sinus infection, because they treat it a lot, just like, you might have it, it's
Right.
rough. It rocked my world. It's been 2 months of me feeling,
That's what I understand that.
but we
lot of
are, I'm just now back in the mix. Like we went running, I went running yesterday. It's just gross.
If President Biden calls in, would you tell me and we'll put him on?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be
Push
good.
him through.
Yeah, is Brittany? is Brittany?
We have a more like textual relationship.
Oh, yeah.
We send a lot of pics back and forth.
So does anybody know where this came from? Because it's not just a cold, because it lasts 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
it's
is it?
so rough.
Wet market in China. You guys already
There
know
it
where
is.
this
We're
came
back.
from.
We're back to the wet market in China, are we? God, what a bunch of lying scumbags we have running this planet. No, that's not what happened. You lying sack of shit. Honestly, God, as long as I can make $1 billion, it's fine by me. If you have to die, tough titty.
I know.
The world.
That's everything.
What a wonderful place. It kind of is. Okay, so I know we got to take a break, but when we come back, a Golden Valley bank robbery blew up on social media, but it never actually happened. I have not read the story yet, but
wild.
it's going to be pretty interesting what the hell this was all about.
It's wild.
It's pretty interesting. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream Sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. That's all I have to say. Mike found the world's best cotton called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal, is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You will receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you do use that promo code TOM.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That's MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. How about Britney Uncensored? What do you think?
Nobody wants that. They like a little censor when it comes to me.
A little censor when it comes to Britney.
Just in the blur, just some blurry spots.
Censorship, please.
Yes,
Welcome
please.
to the Britney Arneson Show. There it is. There's that promo right there, ladies and gentlemen.
So good.
You know, I sent you a check, request for a check to pay me for that promo for you, but I haven't heard back.
Yeah, you mean you sent like a bill? Like
a bill, yeah, it was a bill, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure it's in the mail.
Any day now.
Any day. Just keep waiting.
There's no... Okay, I have to run something by you guys because, I mean, I love it, but it's getting a bit frustrating because it happened to me again yesterday. I was over hitting some golf balls on the driving range over at GV, and I ran into an old friend I hadn't seen in a while. He came out there with his golfing buddy. I'd never met his golfing buddy. And he introduces me, Keith, my buddy, introduces me to this guy he's going to play golf with. This guy went off on the morning show like there's no tomorrow. His whole family, there are like 5 of them, they love the morning show, all the rest of it. And are you ever going to get back on the radio? I'm like, what?
Steal his phone.
They think, I know, I have got to start taking people's phones going, all you do is hit this, and then you're ready to go. But honest to God, and it was, the demos were in his family, because I kind of talked to him a little bit about it. Matter of fact, he actually asked me to even shoot a little video with him for his family, because they're huge fans.
Oh, fun.
And it was really nice. But I got to figure out, I mean, we got to figure, because, you know, Amy Daniels keeps telling me we're at about maybe 6% exposure, something like that, 6-7%. You think that's about right?
Feels about right.
Yeah. I wonder why it takes so damn long to develop.
So much out there nowadays for people to consume.
True. Yeah,
you know,
that's very true.
The thing is, and I tell this to everybody who wants to do something creative: if you're good, people will find you.
Yeah, they will eventually.
You'll get shared. Yeah, you'll get shared. People will like it. They'll tell their friends because they want to be a part of it. And when you're good, it just takes a little time. Yeah.
No, it does.
You guys.
Look, can we finish this conversation before
It's about our listenership.
Here we go.
I got a couple emails, and you know, Taylor Price, the guy who wrote, you know, was like, I want to be involved. I'm starting my own
The
podcast.
young kid, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
I know his mom.
What?
Yeah.
I know his
did-
dad, Vincent Price.
Oh, of course you do.
She doesn't know who Vincent Price is.
No, but like I went with it. Doesn't that count for something?
You don't really know who Vincent Price is.
No.
He was one of the greatest horror actors of all time.
I'm looking about it.
Oh, you'd know him when you see him.
Thriller. The voice from Thriller.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who Vincent Price
Darkness
is. Yes.
falls across the land.
He didn't get very much money for the
I know
Thriller
he didn't.
voice.
He
I
didn't.
read a whole thing about him.
That's
Yep. Now
true.
that you're saying his name, I go, okay, it's starting to hit.
That's
Yeah.
Vincent Price. Anyway, how did we get to Vincent Price again? I forgot.
Taylor Price.
Because of
who-
Taylor Price, that's right.
I sat next to his mom on a plane ride to Williston, and we became friends that way.
And you didn't know that?
No, because her name is just Stacy Price. I barely
Well,
know.
that's true.
Like, why would I
Common
connect
name.
those? Yeah, why would I make those connections? She wrote me, goes, oh my God, Brittany, you guys interviewed my son. And I sat next to her. We talked the whole time. She helped me with Go-Go. It was when I went and saw my grandma.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's awesome, but what a small world.
This is also proof you never want to treat anybody like crap
That-
because of that very thing.
That is so
I
true.
heard you were mean to my son. I sat next to you on an airplane, damn it.
Okay, Patrick has a really, like, petty idea.
Now, Patrick is a listener?
Yeah, they just
Okay,
wrote in.
Okay.
Said, buy some advertisement on the old station.
Yeah, I don't think they'd accept that.
Yeah, I don't know if they would.
Dude, is there any law that they don't have to, right? They
No,
don't accept
God,
it.
no.
No, there is an old story I remember where there was a new morning show in a market somewhere,
Yeah.
and there was they're going up against a competitor. So they had somebody who was like a friend go in and go, "Hey, I got this website that I want
Right.
to promote. Why don't
Yep.
can we put it on?" And then people would hear the commercial, and then they would go to the website, and the website directed them to the new morning show on the other station's website, and because they kind of knew radio people are, not very thorough. So there's no way they
True.
would ever Google that website, and they never did. And it ran for like 2.5 months.
That is so sneaky, and I
wild.
like it.
Yeah.
Is that legal?
I mean, technically, yes.
Like all the information's there.
Yeah, but you're using someone else. I don't know if that makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's not like they were hiding it.
Yes, they were.
I mean, like actually hiding
Although,
it.
Rudy's got a very good point. Radio people never, ever check their work, ever. And I've never understood that. Why don't they?
We're C students.
That's what it is,
Yeah.
all C student
We're
deal.
not that great in school, so this is why we do this.
Probably
And
true.
Not only that, I think there's a lot of things we have to accept is not going to be perfect in radio. Like TV,
Well, no, I understand that,
Like TV are like, oh, we want everything to be what's planned out everything. And radio,
Right.
we're like, I mean, and this is one thing I love about Rudy. He's like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like we accept that because it's live and because whatever, 80% is good enough for us. Like
80% of what?
80% of a score. 80%, getting 80% right during the show
Yeah,
is
that's-
good enough for us. Like we've accepted that there's going to be some hiccups.
Well, that's really great news for me, doesn't it? You two get together and figure, well, if it all falls apart, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that we've literally had that talk like many times.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
don't
That's
know why
great.
you think that's shocking.
You're
that
a disaster.
I'm cool, like calm about the idea of screwing up.
You've been doing it your whole life. Aren't you used to it yet?
That's why I'm confused. You know who I am. You accepted me on this show.
I fought the idea from the very beginning. It was
Tooth and nail.
an uphill battle all the way.
Yeah, everyone believes that.
Anyway, what the hell was I just talking about? I forgot.
I don't know, but we're gonna get Taylor Price on this show because now
you gotta get Taylor Price on the
Yeah,
show.
yes, absolutely.
kid.
Yes, he's great.
Yeah, he is. He's a very nice kid.
Yes, he's
Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to do. So to close this out.
Oh yeah.
So like we have 5 listeners out there in this family, the man and his 4 children, and they're all huge fans of the morning show when I left the queue over there. And he thinks his children are listening to the show, but he doesn't know for sure. And I said, well, all you got to do, he goes, no, I can't do that. I said, what do you mean? He goes, I just don't do those kinds of things. I said, you literally pick up your phone, you hit this little app called the App Store, and then when that pops up, you look for the Tom Bernard Show app, you hit that, and you're done. Every time you get in your car, just hit the little button, and it'll pop up on your radio because of Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Correct? That's right, isn't it?
I take a lot of days off and I listen. It's easy.
Yeah, you do take a lot of days off, don't
Taking
you?
like 2 days off.
Well, we've
Okay.
only been on the air for 2 months.
I've taken off less days than both of you, but it is very
I
easy
haven't
to
taken
listen
off
to
any
that.
days.
Yes, you have.
No, not one. I've
Yeah,
been
you
here
realized
every-
it as you were having this
every
conversation.
single- No.
Knowing somebody so well and realizing when the argument they realize they're wrong.
Nope. Don Shelby begged me to come
Oh,
on and host
did
the
he?
show for 2 days. I
How
said,
about Frank
okay,
Vassalero
I'll
when he
step
guest
aside.
host?
I'll step aside so you guys can come in. I don't want to.
Now, yeah, it was Disney World, just both you guys running off to Disney World. That
Yes.
was just
Yes,
work.
That's it. It was hard work. It's very difficult to get that done. But anyway, so if you guys have any ideas of how we can get the message out there
Yeah.
that we actually have a show, that'd be good.
Yeah, we're working on it.
A lot
I
of people
mean,
don't even know, they
I-
don't even have a clue.
Rudy posting, I'm posting, we're posting, and then
Good, excellent.
the problem is, like, I don't have a lot of friends, so we're not gonna get them that way.
that's a
Rudy
disaster.
does a lot. He's out and about. Maybe we should sponsor Rudy.
I love that. She just pushes it off on you. I'm not doing it, but Rudy will.
I will
That's
do
great.
it, but
That's
he like
great.
is in
No,
front
no,
of
no.
people.
Nope.
And whenever he does a show, I'm sure they say on the Tom Bernard podcast.
Don't
app.
ever talk to me again. That's all I have to say to you.
Maybe if your name was quicker.
If my name was quicker?
Yeah, we could do it real quick. The Tom Pod.
Tom Pod, yes, that's a really good name. It's a very, very good name, no question. But I mean, look, let me tell you what an honor it is. I literally have met now like 30 people that missed the show, and we tell them how to do it and all the rest of it. But got to figure out a way to really get out there. And I mean, the fact that the show even exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be nice if people knew that.
They will, and I understand that they will, but it takes some time. So as Rudy said, I got to be a little patient, maybe. I'm not a very patient person.
Yeah,
You
I
ever
was
notice that?
if that's the solution, we are screwed.
Not one of my highlights being patient with people. Because the more you're patient with people, the more they take advantage of it. That's why. Oh, there's no doubt about that. You don't. Okay, she says that's not true. What do you think?
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Yes,
See?
I do understand where you're coming from.
I get where you're coming from, but all of a sudden, like, who hurt you?
Where should I start? Okay. We had this talk. Matter of fact, I had a talk yesterday.
With who?
With somebody about this, and I can't tell you who it was. But they asked me, and I said, no, I never have, including myself. They asked me if I had ever worked with anybody in radio who wasn't in some way psychologically damaged, and I said, no.
Yeah, not any good people in radio. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
like,
well, yeah, that's right. That's true.
It's like, don't get me wrong. I hate the fact that we're all like broken on the inside, but
Yes.
a lot of good broadcasting has come. Drugs have made a lot of great art over the years. So let's not go ahead and throw the baby out with the bathwater, okay?
That's very true. I understand that completely. But yeah, it's very obvious to people. It's like, well, I mean, we do talk about the fact that we all dads hit the road and all that stuff. So that's the beginning of it all, I guess. But
Yeah.
it's always something like that. You know what I can tell, and I'm very, very good at this. Almost, I bet you I'm batting at least 900. Men, women, I can tell both times if they were psychologically abused or physically abused. You can tell the difference. Oh, you can easily tell the difference. There's no doubt about that. And that's sad.
Yeah.
It literally damages them that badly that you can tell by looking at them.
But they carry it over.
How they carry themselves, how they comport themselves is the way that it tips you off. It's really too bad. You think we should stop doing it? Because I wanted to punch Andy, but I just never have. I don't know. What?
It's not too late. You see him every day.
I could still sock him when he comes
I
in.
accidentally almost punched him yesterday.
There's a shot.
I was leaving and he was entering, and you know that moment of ah! I screamed in his face, and poor Andy's just standing there frozen, like, "Are you okay?" And I said,
Andy.
"No, I'm not. Obviously."
You know what? One thing I love about Andy, and I actually do love this about him. He never criticizes anyone except for me. Have you ever noticed that about
But
him?
he doesn't even do that as often as he could. Is all.
Oh. Boy, did I tell you you're only on the show for the first 35 minutes today?
I'm just saying you guys worked together. If I worked with a family
that's
member,
true.
he isn't like the first thing he said. He'll say something like, "Well, Dad." Like he's not a gossiper, a malicious.
Oh God, no.
No, and so
that's
even
not
like
Andy at all.
the shit talking, and I'm saying this in parentheses, he does is minimal.
It is, yeah.
And if you worked with your dad, you would be,
If I worked with my dad, I wouldn't have a job.
because yeah, that's true.
So it'd be hard to work with a guy who never worked. It's very difficult. Hey, where's my paycheck? Oh, that's right. I haven't worked now
you're
since
right.
I followed your lead.
I'm in walking Dad's footprints. I've been feeling those are big, jobless shoes to fill.
They really are, no question. Let me know when Kristen's ready to go. We'll pop her up. Everything will be, look at that picture. There she is right there. Now we're cooking with gas. Now, see, I'm assuming, because I've never met you in person. It'd be much better. I could make a better guess if I met you in person. I never have, but just now working with you face to face through camera work for a couple of months, I cannot tell. I'd have to meet you in person whether your dad ever punched you or not.
He did not.
Well, I didn't. I assume that's probably true, but I wouldn't know unless I met you in person. I honest to God, and I suppose it's because of what I learned about myself. I'm very good at. You can tell people who have been psychologically damaged, physically damaged. They're different kinds of people. There's no doubt about it.
Very good childhood. I have no complaints.
I know.
And my parents were not yelly people, so we just didn't really get in trouble. I never got punished.
One of the great things about my life, my dad was gone by the time he left. They took him away in a straitjacket when I was 7. And then he came back for a while. He kind of popped in and out for a while, and then I never saw him again after I was like, I don't know, maybe 16. I'd see him like once a year there were years I never saw him at all. He would just go away or some deal. But when I sat and talked to him, I was like, I got no shot, do I? I mean, if this is my lineage, I'm screwed.
You did pretty well for yourself.
So far so good. But I mean, it's amazing how all this stuff affects you on the long term, isn't it?
It does. I mean, I still think about, not just parents, but also teachers. I've had so many teachers that made such a positive imprint on me. I keep in touch with one of my elementary school teachers, and I always tell her, I'm like, she told me this in 3rd grade. She said, I don't know if you're going to buy this. She's like, but I think you're going to do something great with your life. You're going to go to Harvard. You're going to be a doctor or something like that. None of that came true, of course. However, she made me believe that I was super smart.
There
and that
you go.
Do anything, and it stayed with me my entire life.
That's a wonderful thing. That's great parenting right there. No question about it. So what's the latest in Hollywood with you, sister?
Well, lots of interesting stuff. First of all, end of an era for anyone who grew up in the 80s, 90s, early aughts. MTV News shut down yesterday.
Yeah,
Paramount
I saw that.
Laid off 25% of their staff. That is a huge number. But I think a lot of people, especially Gen X, millennials, they know what effect Kurt Loder, Tabitha Soren, Allison Stewart, Sujin Pak, all placed on their lives. And I think the one thing, people used to say, oh, MTV is melting kids' brains. But honestly, what they did was introduce that generation to cultural things, politics. And I would say that generation had a big hand in electing Bill Clinton after they did a town hall with him.
Yeah, they did. No question.
Yeah, that's where the I don't inhale. That's where that line came from with him, because they asked if you smoke pot, and he said, yes, I have, but I'd never inhaled. And everyone
They
went,
also asked
what?
him if you wore boxers or briefs.
Briefs, yes, and he said boxers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, I can't wear boxers.
No?
No, they're just really kind of hanging, drapey.
That would seem weird to me that you would just have that thing hanging.
Yeah. You got to go boxer brief.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
That's what that's true. Because they come down the very top of your thigh.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, they're much,
You need that support.
Plenty good.
Because something just hanging, doesn't it hurt if you try to run and you're not wearing boxer briefs?
Nah.
No? Okay. Good to know.
The unexpected run.
Oh, yeah.
The unexpected run.
There's a run in the under. I was thinking a run in the underwear, that unexpected run.
Running in your underwear?
A run in your underwear.
Is that the plan? All right. Oh, now I got it.
I got you. I muted your mic.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great to be here. No, for some reason I must have hit something on the keyboard because it just went blank. I don't know why the hell that happened. Because I have such small hands, that's why. They don't ever get in the way.
I have little kid hands.
You have little kid hands?
Me too.
Well, you got pretty big hands for a woman.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Isn't it, though?
No, when you put your money out, ask for money,
That's
you get more
why.
money.
Money, please.
Money, please. Pile it on. Let's go. So Catherine's been out of town for the last couple of days. There's nothing to watch right now. What happened?
There's plenty to watch. There's plenty to watch. And in fact, this week, what about on Friday? Friday, I am looking forward to. I've already seen it, but Michael J. Fox's documentary still is coming out on Apple TV Plus.
I love him.
I love him too.
Great guy.
And anyone who has followed his career, his diagnosis with MS, which by the way happened at 29. It was
Really?
1991.
Jesus.
Yes.
32 years ago.
You know, obviously he's very affected by Parkinson's at this point. He's at late stage. He's already said like he knows that he's kind of in his final chapter. But that Michael J. Fox humor and charm still carries through in the entire documentary. And I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy it, especially people that were part of that Back to the Future era,
Right.
Family Ties. You know, his story is really incredible. And I think he doesn't get enough credit for the amount of money he has raised for research for Parkinson's and other brain diseases.
Did they include one of the greatest scenes in the history of television when Michael J. Fox is doing a speech for the mayor of New York? And he's doing a speech, and Larry David's out in the audience, and he's trying to talk to somebody about he had lost a violin. He was supposed to carry a violin and give it to somebody or something like that, and he lost it. And it was so loud that he had to do hand motion to show what he was talking about. Well, the problem was Michael J. Fox is up, and, he has some speech difficulty now, right? As a matter of fact, it's worse and worse as time goes by, unfortunately. But he's up talking about his disease and how it affected him and all the rest of it. And he looks out. It had nothing to do with what he was saying, but Larry David's going like this to talk about. My God, was that funny?
That's so funny.
Have you guys ever seen that?
I've never seen that clip.
Yeah, it's from Curb, right?
It's from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
From the arc when Larry goes back to New York for a little while.
That's it.
And he moves into the same building as Michael J. Fox, and they become enemies. It's so good.
Michael J. Fox thinks he's going, "Oh, you big baby," and let me play the violin.
That'd be a good moment to go, paradise.
Paradise, exactly.
I didn't realize it was from Curb. I thought you were telling me like a real life story. I was
No,
like,
it was from Curb.
What?
God, it was funny. It was
I was
incredibly
like, wow,
funny.
that's crazy that happened.
But it shows you the kind of guy Michael J. Fox is to even shoot a scene like that, right?
Yeah.
He just sounds like a great guy.
That sounds, you have to be
Oh, yeah.
a pretty cool guy to be like, let's do this.
He's like, "Oh, poor you."
And also, it's just like, that's just, you go, Larry David is inclusive in his jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
that's when you go, that's a good comedian because he makes fun of everybody.
I think it was, well, at the end, was Curb any good? Because I remember watching, I mean, it's still not going on, is it?
Oh, no, they got a new season coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
they do? Okay, well, man, I'm going to have to
It's
hop
the
back
final
on.
season. The
Oh, it
final
is?
season. Yeah.
Because last season, I didn't think it was very funny.
When he bought the coffee shop next door to the...
I never saw that part.
Oh, yeah, when he spite bought a coffee shop just to get back at the coffee shop that he thought had wronged him. Oh,
wow.
yes. It's wild.
That's
Is
how
it
Rudy
good?
would spend his money if he was a millionaire. Yeah.
Buying coffee shops?
Just
to piss
he would be
people
the
off?
pettiest Petterton ever. Like, that's what I know about Rudy. Like, we should be very thankful he's not a millionaire. Also, it'd be awesome if you were walking around doing things like that.
I might buy a baby just to put out cuter pictures than Go-Go. Just
There
saying.
you go. I like it. It's a good plan. It's a great plan. Now, I'll have to jump back in there because maybe it wasn't even last season. Maybe the season before because I watched it and it was just not funny.
Yeah.
You
It got
quit
very
all the
personal.
time on shows. This is what I've learned. You have a pattern. You watch 2 episodes and then you see one bad episode and you're like, that's it. I'm done.
No, I watched the first. How many episodes?
I'm
how many
with you.
seasons now?
I hate to say this. I agree with you. I
hate to say that I agree with you.
Curb Your
Okay.
Enthusiasm had some zany things in it. Was it last season or the first season that came back? Was that 2 years ago it came back?
2 years.
And I was like, ever since, I was like, this is too zany for me, but thank you.
That's exactly, it's too zany. You're absolutely right. I don't like zany. I like when he puts down his garage door after turning kids away from his door at Halloween because they're too old.
Yeah.
And he rolls down his garage door and walks his front door and it says, "Bald asshole." Now that's funny.
That's funny.
So there you go. Anyway, don't give me that look, sister. You look like my mother going, "I'm judging you right now, Tom."
I'm never judgy.
I'm never judgy.
Never.
So I do find that, like, the biggest problem that I had last night viewing is I watched the damn Intways. I can't even call them the Twins anymore. They suck so much right now; it's unbearable. But I wasted my time watching about the first 4 innings of the game. Then I went outside and sat in the yard with a couple of friends. Had a great night. Then I walked back in, watched the last inning, and they got just hammered in the 8th. Was it I think it was either the top of the 8th or I think it was the top of the 8th, or maybe top of the 9th when San Diego just kicked their ass. It was very tough to watch. Okay, I'll stop complaining about the Twins. Never mind. So yeah, take it personally, very deeply. That's all I'm saying. So what should I be watching then? I need one thing to watch. Although Catherine's coming home today, so that'll be good.
Oh, well, yes, and she can help you find things. But I was going to say, Still is coming out on Friday on Apple TV Plus. I'm excited, and I haven't watched it yet, but it's on Disney Plus, coming out today. It's the Muppets Mayhem. It's
Oh,
the
God.
new Muppet series. I don't know. I'm a Muppets kid, so I'm looking forward to anything Muppets. It brings me back to my childhood. So that is, and Disney keeps on trying to do something with the Muppets, and they haven't been able to sort of like catch that same magic that they had in the 80s and 90s. So I'll go and try and check out an episode tonight, and I'll report back in case anyone else is interested. And then, of course, anyone who is a big fan of like Gossip Girl, The OC, City on Fire is coming out May 12th, and that one is totally, if you're like into New York City type of stories, a college student shot dead in Central Park, and then it turns into a huge murder mystery. So right up my alley. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's May 12th.
You like those murder mysteries?
I do.
I do too.
I hopped off of true crime though. I will be honest, because I was so obsessed with true crime, especially during the pandemic. I don't know why. It just like captured my attention. But the Idaho murders, the college student.
I know. It's
that
terrible.
was too gruesome, and I quit cold turkey. I was like, it is too gruesome. It's so awful, and I just felt for the families. Not that, and I should have felt for more other families too, because a lot of times they don't like these stories getting out there and being talked about over and over again.
Well, the murder rate, it was just, they popped it on the national news last night. The murder rate has just skyrocketed. Everybody's murdering everybody. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, there was another murder in Northeast the other night. I'm not I've never met the guy, but he runs in the same circles as some of my friends. And he was, used to hang out with a lot of the comedians in town. And then the other night he had a roommate, and I guess this kid who was shot was sleeping on the couch, and his roommate was sleeping with this girl who had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend crawled through a window and then shot this kid on the couch because he thought he was the other guy. And what a mess.
That's what I'm talking about. That's just terrible.
Awful, yeah.
Absolutely horrible. We got to do something about it. It's your fault, Kristen Burt.
It's always my fault.
It always is. There's no
yes.
question.
And by the way, Robert De Niro had his 7th child at the age of 79.
Oh, my God.
Did you guys see that news yesterday?
No.
His oldest kid is 51.
51?
His youngest is a newborn. Yes.
That's not okay. Just because you can does not mean it's okay.
I agree.
Me and Rudy had a big talk about this, and it makes me irate that this is possible.
79-year-old having a baby?
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Like Rudy,
Totally irresponsible.
Rudy was right. Like this kiddo's gonna lose his dad before he gets out of high school.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think he'll even live that long?
I mean, it just had it, so you're talking 18 years. You tack that on to 79. I mean, it's going to be close.
A little 97.
It's going to be real close, yeah.
97 years old.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Stop.
I know.
Yeah, he has an 11-year-old, he's a 25-year-old, a 51-year-old. I mean, a couple in their 40s. It's unbelievable. 3 women. No, actually like 4 women, I believe. So it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he a raging a-hole?
I've never interviewed him, but he does not have the greatest reputation amongst entertainment reporters for interviews. He's challenging. He answers like yes, no, or like a 3-word sentence. And then you're like, okay, great. Well, what else am I supposed to ask you if you're going to act like this?
You know what I love about that? It's like, ooh, oh boy, an Italian guy who can play a mobster. How'd that ever happen?
What a stretch.
Yeah, what a stretch for you.
Wait a minute, he's playing himself.
There you go, exactly. That's exactly just
so
playing himself. That's
funny.
it. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you, I do see you now every day, so that's good. Seeing you and hearing from you tomorrow. Any good stuff coming up I should know about? What should I watch tonight?
Give him an answer right now, Kristen.
Give him an answer. You know what? I want you to go and watch Jury Duty on Freevee. I think you'd like it.
Jury
It's
Duty.
hilarious.
We started that this week.
It's a TV show?
It's so you're gonna love the main guy.
All right.
Ronald Gladden has become a superstar. I think we talked about it on the family yesterday, and I said he's gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. I swear to God.
Yeah, you were
He's become a social media star. People absolutely adore him. He's a contractor in San Diego, and I'm like, not for long, my friend.
And okay, so the premise, Tom, I think you already heard, is he doesn't know that the show is going on, that it's a fake jury duty.
So it's called Jury Duty?
It's called Jury Duty, and
Right.
it's like a fake court, and everybody else is in on it. There's actors and everything.
What?
Yeah, and he doesn't know that it's fake jury duty. Is there any part of you, Kristen, that thought at all he knows this is happening, was happening while you're watching the show?
He said that, and I've seen lots of interviews with him since I've already finished the series. He said there are certain moments he was like, this is really weird. And I mean, he knew that they were filming a documentary about jury duty. So he just thought, oh, they probably cast a lot of like
Goofy
characters for
yeah.
this documentary to make it a little bit more interesting. And the key point on all of this too is that James Marsden is playing a version
Love
of James
him.
Marsden.
Yeah,
I love him.
And talk about daring is to be an a-hole version of yourself, because sometimes that kind of imprints on you, and he kind of does like an a-hole version of he's so good. You got to watch Jury Duty. I feel like
James
that's...
Marsden's great.
I know. You got to watch...
Kent and Wolf, baby.
This guy, you're going to just think you just want to protect Ronald at all costs. He's so sweet, and
he treats everyone, because it's an unusual cast of characters, and instead of making fun of them, he is like everyone's cheerleader, and it's so sweet to watch it play out. And they are going to do a season 2.
What are you laughing about?
There's a part where this old guy walks by him. It's like the second episode.
Don't ruin the whole thing.
But there's a guy, and he says the most inappropriate thing he's going to go do at the bathroom, and Ronald says, sounds good. Like, he's just not judgmental at all. And it's so, I would be like, you were doing
so
what?
Inappropriate. It's not like even mildly inappropriate, like
Yeah.
in a jury duty with someone you don't know. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he was just like, yep, you do you. Like, it's so fun. You got to watch Jury Duty.
my God.
I'm going to,
Yeah, so they're going to do a season 2, but probably in a different setting. But I don't know if they'll hit that same magic, because Ronald Gladden was the casting coup of the century with this show.
And did they worry at all? What if he didn't sign off on all this at the end?
You know, the one thing, and this was James Marsden said, I wasn't going to do the show when they do the reveal at the end, and I don't want to spoil this because I'm going to keep it, like, things happen, and James Marsden said, we have to do this in a kind, sweet way.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be cruel. I don't want this to be a situation where we're mocking him.
Yeah.
And the way it plays out is exactly how you hope, and the fact that, like, Ronald's like maybe a little bit in shock over the reveal, but
Not
overall
cruel.
he said he had a good experience, which I love.
I love that too.
There you have it. Where do I find it?
On Freevee, so that's Amazon's Freevee.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can
I
find
like
it on
that.
Amazon Prime.
On Prime, yeah, that's an easy one.
But
to do.
they're free channels, so you guys can all
Right.
watch it free. You don't need a Prime subscription.
We'll give it a whirl, and I'll report back to you.
I love it. Tomorrow. That's your homework. You
Yeah.
have to at least watch an episode.
My homework.
It's your
Do you
homework.
think I actually ever did homework?
You never do your homework when I give it to you. But I'm coming back tomorrow, so you got to do your homework.
I will do my homework. I will. I'll watch it tonight. I'll see if Catherine has any interest. Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Talk to you later. Kristen Burt, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a break. Be right back. Tom Bernard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on brand new Bennington pontoon. I said a Bennington pontoon. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about getting one. From the Power Lodge, of course. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, Miller Marine of St. Cloud, of course. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge. You heard it. Brittany is trying to get me to commit to buying a new pontoon for her family to hang around. That's actually in the commercial.
Oh my God.
It's actually in the commercial,
I
for
thought
Christ's
you were
sake.
ad-libbing.
No,
So
it's
now
in the commercial.
everybody knows I'm a leech.
Apparently,
At
yes.
Hubbard? Okay, cool.
Apparently that's
cool.
true.
Love that for me.
I'm going to reread that as a matter of fact. You've heard it. Brittany's trying to get me to commit to buying a new pontoon for her family to hang around on. And the easiest way to have a bunch of friends come out of the woodwork is to own a pickup truck or a pontoon.
Yeah.
I had instant friends when I owned a pontoon. Well, that is true. We had instant friends then. Enjoy the best days of summer with new friends on your favorite lakes in a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer in the world. You think that's? I'm not making that up.
I believe you for once.
For once.
This isn't your words, so I believe you.
Yes, I'm here to tell you. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer in the entire world. That's a fact, and my friends at the Power Lodge brought Miller into the family. Throttle therapy on land and water. Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com. Oh, and tell them that Tommy sent you.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialki from Bialki Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialki Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkilaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, 7:58. Now it's 2 minutes till 8 o'clock. I was just looking through my text messages and emails and all that stuff from last night.
Mm-hmm.
Judd Zolgad sent me a message last night, and it says, "Hey, they scored a run."
Oh, no. That's bleak.
What do you think?
Like, you guys are celebrating some minute things.
Minute things. Jimmy Francis, the mayor of South St. Paul.
Yep.
You could do a trade with a popular influencer on Instagram and have them tell their audience on Instagram about your show, and then you have them on your talk show. Yeah, everybody's doing that now. Do you know about that?
Oh, yeah, trade, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love having them on, but it's why we have Judd and Phil on, and it works both ways.
Yeah.
Those guys talk about us, and we talk about them.
No, it does work really, really well. No doubt about it.
We have to thank Gary. He's doing God's work. Because...
I'm not going to. I don't even talk to Gary.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'll make sure I communicate with Gary. He wrote, "Just got 2 of my coworkers to load up your app.
Thank you, Gary.
One listens with me when I walk out of the room. She's out of the loop, so now she can listen anytime it works.
Wonderful.
Also, ask your audience to share episode on Bookface or Twitter. Or
Bookface?
That's what you've written on
It's
here.
Bookface? So Facebook's out. It's Bookface.
I like that. I like that, Gary.
I do too.
Facebook or Twitter. I'll do that now. So, Gary, thank you. You're doing what we are not.
No, we, honest to God, we need the listeners' help. We absolutely do to educate other people that we are still on. I mean, it's going to get bigger and bigger. And it already is, from what I understand, the 7th biggest podcast in the company, in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I mean, it's doing really, really well. I'm not complaining about that at all.
No, we're fine.
But just so many people just don't even know it's on yet.
Yeah, we're going to work slow and steady. I think once you get that pontoon, our life
Oh, so that'll
are
change.
going to
Yeah.
get. Yeah,
Yes.
I think you getting that pontoon is really going to next level listenership. Because I'll put a little banner on there.
Well, here's what
Download
we'll
the
do.
app.
No. Here's how we'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll buy a pontoon. I'll put it on the lake right by you, Lake Riley.
Step 1.
We'll go down there. They got a nice marina there, if I remember correctly. It was really nice. And then I'm going to invite people to learn how to download the show riding on the pontoon with you. What do you think?
I don't know how many people would want to be stuck on a pontoon.
Well, that's
with me.
true. It's a very good point.
But the Venn diagram of them,
Tom, help!
I'll take them. It'll be like my mom and my friend Megan, who's obsessed with you.
There you go. What?
Oh yeah, she was our first caller ever.
Real? Oh, yeah, I remember Megan
Yeah,
calling me.
she's obsessed. I saw her.
Very nice.
Her and she threw a memorial for our friend, and she was very clear to me that if we ever need her to fill in, she knows everything about you and she can step up.
Oh, you mean all the good stuff or all the bad stuff?
She's obsessed with you. You can do no wrong. It's the same thing.
I love this woman.
If I complain about you, she's like, okay, Brittany, stop.
What the hell are you doing complaining about me? I don't complain about you to people.
That's not true at all.
Just calling you a pain in the ass is not complaining.
I got written in a freaking ad about how I'm a leech on your life.
That's true. I threw that away. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking. What? I'm a leech on your pontoon. I got to get a pontoon. No, I think you're right. I do have to get a pontoon.
I always have good ideas.
I love pontoons because it's like being in your living room on the water.
Yeah, especially.
It's kind of cool.
Yes, I love it. I have so much more at this age, at this time in my life. A pontoon is where it's at.
I got to show you something here. Oh, and I just covered. I'm a moron.
I don't have the need for speed at the moment. Oh, see, you've got a picture of your
my wife
turtle dove with Fawny.
Fawny on our pontoon. That's my picture on my phone. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
That's so cute.
You notice that Catherine's not wearing a life vest, but Fawny is.
Well, yeah, she doesn't. Catherine doesn't have to wear. That's the nice thing about a pontoon. You just need a bunch on the boat.
That's true.
And then you can chill out. We don't need to wear a pontoon on one. Wear a life jacket on
You're probably right. You probably don't need to.
But kiddos do, yeah.
Little kiddos, you got to get them. This is my fault. I didn't get to this story because I do still want to cover this Golden Valley bank robbery that wasn't real.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't understand what the hell this is. That's why I want to read it. A man passed a note to a bank teller and then left. The nonviolent incident spiraled as rumor and innuendo piled up online. One morning in March, a man passed a note demanding money to a teller at Golden Valley Bank branch, then wandered out. The teller hit a panic button to summon the police. Hennepin County deputies took a report, categorizing the incident as an attempted robbery. Online, the passing of a note took on far larger dimensions. A former city council member, after hearing a third-hand story about what happened, posed a question on the online forum Nextdoor. Did anyone know about an armed robbery where police failed to respond? Crime and policing are central issues in Golden Valley, where political factions disagreed about why the police department is short-staffed. Well, it's short-staffed because everybody bitched about the cops for 3 years. That's why they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
With 13 sworn officers last week, less than half the number budgeted for. What to do about it and whether settle down, Biden, coughing during.
Sorry, we keep passing the virus back and forth.
Back and forth
because of passion.
That's what it is, absolutely. Joni Clausen, a former council member who wrote the Nextdoor post, has been raising concerns for years about the head count in the police department, including during a. How did this go from a fake robbery to bitching about the police department? You didn't want them there. That's why they quit.
Yeah, but are they police officers you hire there? I thought it would be like individual security officers.
No, they're talking about the police department now.
So, like, that's who would show up at that.
The police responded. Did you hear any part of the story?
Yes, I did. I was just asking. When you keep saying about that, I didn't know if they...
Did you doze off or what happened?
Yes, I fell asleep.
I knew
obviously.
it. I knew it. That's
no, I'm just asking, would you, at that point in your business, when you're saying, like, all these people not showing up, they wouldn't have a police officer there 24/7.
I don't know. They used to. Do they do that anymore?
You know, it kind of depends on where the bank is located.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yep. Much like grocery stores nowadays, depends on where that grocery store is.
Yep.
If there's a present security officer standing at that door.
How about like people that work at a mental institution? Do you think they should come in during a morning show and there are women on the morning show?
Well, if they can get a ride, sure, why not?
If they could get a ride, that'd be good. They could come in and it'd be all taken care of. I was going to read that story, but that story's not going anywhere. All they're doing is look, the cops left because you did nothing but bitch about them, and they don't want to do it anymore because you don't appreciate the work, right? And how's crime been since then? It's horrible. And that's on you people. It's got to be. Sorry.
It's got to be so hard to be a police officer who is one of those people that just got into the job to do good, and that's got to be really hard right now. And it's also got to be hard to see your other officers doing the wrong things. Like, that's got to be very painful and, like, put you in that situation.
Oh, you mean like the, what the hell's the name? I cannot ever remember the guy's name that choked out Rodney King. Derek Chauvin. Yeah, there you go. Derek Chauvin. One guy out of how many thousands and thousands of police officers in Minnesota? You can't blame an entire department for what he did.
No, I mean, the thing is, it reminds me of being in the military, is there was a lot of terrible people.
Oh, yeah.
I was attached, I was attached to an infantry unit, and there was a lot of amazing soldiers, but there was a lot of and you get pissed, and there's people stand up for them and people defend them and all these things, and in the system I just never understood it. I would call out somebody so quickly, but the system was not set up to push out those people in the military. I don't know what it's like in a police officer, but
what amazed me about that is you bitch about the policing, and so a lot of cops quit, and then you start bitching about crime.
Of course.
You can't have it both ways.
Have you met people?
I know. It's getting really old, though, I will tell you that. Remember when we kind of wanted to work together? Remember that?
There's no
That's
better.
Right, I don't either.
There's no better people in this world than a good police officer. I mean,
I agree.
When they show up and you can
Firefighters.
just feel that they are bringing things down a level or two with I've been really fortunate. You've been really fortunate to do a
No
ride
doubt.
along.
No doubt.
And man alive, that is one of I was so honored to do a ride along with a person who always brought things down. Every situation he rolled up to, he would bring it down 45 notches and would be looking for solutions. And it was like, you're so cool. Like you are I just want to you're a safe space, and I love that.
99% of them are just like anything else. There
of
course there are raging a-holes that are cops.
Yeah.
Of course there are. But like every other 95% of cops are wonderful people just like everybody else.
But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a big system of, I don't want to call it tattletaling because that makes it seem like reporting of the toxic people there. And so something has to happen.
I will tell you something that I've known since I was a little boy, and maybe you guys know this too. You know that literally almost all the crime in the state of Minnesota is committed by the people who live in 200 houses around the state.
That's wild.
Almost all the crime is committed by those people. So they know who they are. But so we have to support these a-holes, and all they ever do is take and take and take and take. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, and it's also, I think you want it that way. I don't think you want people jumping the gun, and you want a system that's based on hoping. I know that there's a lot of flaws, but I have a probation officer who's my brother-in-law. He's married to my sister, Lindsay. You know Lindsay. And he always has optimism, and he always thinks that people are going to get better. And does he get burned all the time by his clients? Yes. Yep. But he has this idea that people can get better. That they, and I just think that's the way that's the way I want my system to be at the moment. I don't know, and I don't have an answer, and you're so right. But I do like the idea that it is, we want to think of there's a chance that people are going to change paths.
That would be nice if we could live in peace. That would be great. I would like that.
Same.
This is kind of a coincidence because remember just yesterday I asked you how to pronounce the guy who hosts TMZ and what his name is?
Yeah, Harvey Levin.
Harvey Levin. I just got an email from Art Sears. Harvey Levin wants to be on the show.
Don't be so excited, Rudy.
Yeah, because I already know where this goes. So yeah.
What do you mean?
Hey, you're not a fan.
Oh, I don't care. Hey, there are a lot of people I'm not a fan of. It doesn't matter. We could have him on. I don't care.
Do we? Okay, all right.
No, we don't have to. I'm just saying. It just popped up on my screen just now.
You just look like you're going to throw up for a second.
So you don't like Harvey either?
I'm not a fan. No, I think he's I think he's an opportunist when it comes to people's miseries. So.
I don't know what he would bring.
That's a good point.
I don't know what he'd bring to an interview. We're interviewing the guy who doesn't even do the interviews.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of cool. That was just mentioned yesterday. Totally. Now he wants to be on the show. You think he's that big an opportunist that he actually pays attention to all that stuff? Because if your name pops up, you can find the people we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, they can trace it down, track it down.
Or let me be the annoying middle-aged white woman right now. We manifested it.
Yes, we manifested this outcome.
The secret.
That's one thing I will tell you. I will never. I think there are certain people I'd like to have on, but I wouldn't. We're going to have them on. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I just don't. So I just got rid of the email. As a matter of fact, I just deleted it. Yeah, he's not my kind of guy either. I think your point's well taken. That he's an opportunist, takes advantage of other people's misery.
Yeah. Well, when you are, how old is he? He's like mid-50s, upper 50s, low 60s, something like that.
Probably.
Dude, when you wake up every day and do 1,000 crunches and hit the gym to work on your bicep curls so your shirt looks tight on TV, like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Well, Brittany does that every morning.
Obviously. Obviously, I get up
unbelievable.
hours before my shift to perfect my body.
It's nonstop with you.
What can I say? My body
all
is a
I'm saying.
temple. Temple of Doom.
A temple of doom. My body is a temple of doom. It is not. It's just a magnificent vessel.
Thanks.
Isn't it?
We have to stop.
Why? What do you mean?
Reverse.
I
Beep,
just
boop,
want to
bop,
know.
beep, boop.
No, I don't know. What a coincidence. Honestly, I just it literally just popped up on my screen. We were talking about him yesterday, and all of a sudden, they say, hey, can he be on your show? It's
We
like,
manifest him.
apparently not.
We're also working on getting me a cat, so we're going to put that in the universe as well. We're manifesting that.
Oh, for your house, not for here.
Both.
You're not bringing your cat in here. Forget it. You're out of the mix.
Well, we could have an office cat and a home cat.
We can have an office cat, yeah. I like cats. We haven't had a cat in a while. Of course, when we lived on a farm, we had cats everywhere because you got to have cats on a farm.
Yeah.
They kick ass on all those rodents and all the stuff that sneak into your barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cats. We've had a lot of really great cats.
I love cats.
So cats make me sad, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
We had a cat, and I won't even say her name. She was the sweetest damn cat in the world. I'm on a trip, and I get a note that she walked over. You know those little, they're about a foot long and about 3 or 4 inches wide. They're heat vents and air conditioning vents.
Yeah. On the floor.
She went over, laid on top of it, and died. I was like, oh, man.
I lost my cat.
She was dying, so she went over to stay either cool in the summer or warm in the winter,
I bet it was
whatever
to stay warm because their temps dropped
Yeah,
so
that's. I
quickly.
bet you're right. Yep.
That's what my cat did when he died too. He went in the laid on the vent. That's so.
It's so sad.
I miss that cat so
Poor
much.
kitty.
I know.
Cats are great. Andy's had the same cat now for what, like 22 years?
Yeah, I remember like when he would go out of town, he'd say, "Can you mind, coming in and
Yeah.
Hobbs, right?"
Hobbsy. Yep,
Yeah.
That's exactly who it is.
And even then, I thought this cat's old, and that was like 10 years ago.
Hobbs. You know what Hobbs used to do? And I don't know how the hell she figured it out. But when we'd go on vacation in Florida,
Yeah.
they would bring the dogs and the cats along with them because we were down. Well, like for J term,
Yeah.
we'd go down for a month or whatever. Back when they were in college, and they brought their dogs and cats with them. When it was time to leave, we couldn't find Hobbs. We have no idea where the hell Hobbs was. And I don't know. She saw the suitcases or some damn thing. Because she hid us, she crawled up under the couch. It's one of those fold-out bed couches.
Oh, yeah.
Crawled up inside the mattress, hiding. She didn't want to go home quite yet.
She was like, "Florida's nice."
Isn't that amazing, though, that cat is that smart? You're like, wait a minute, those are suitcases.
I know.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
My husband, with Kitty Cash, would constantly try to train him to not go on, the countertops, and I would just laugh. I was like, "You can't tell a cat what
Oh,
to do.
God, no.
You can't. You can't tell a cat what to do. Good luck."
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. No question about that. God, I'm just looking through the headlines. I've gotten to the point that the headlines to me are very, very funny. They just are.
When?
Musk announces Twitter DM change with notable acid test. What the hell does that even mean? Direct messages. What do you mean? What do they mean by it? Why would you need an acid test for? I don't ever send direct messages.
Acid test.
That's what it says. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll click on it because it's Elon Musk. So what the hell? He's kind of I find him to be an interesting guy. I don't know if I'm a fan or not, but he's sure as hell an interesting guy. He won't be able to see others' encrypted messages even if there was a gun to my head. What? Elon Musk says users of his social media platform will very soon be able to send private direct messages to each other that no one else can ever see, including Musk himself. See, I like that, though. You like that, don't you? The fact that you can send a direct message that no one will ever see, including the people at Twitter.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I guess. I think you'd be an idiot to be using any of those forums for
I
any
agree.
secret.
Yeah.
That seems dumb to me, but
I
think
agree.
Anything, and I hate this about me, my brain goes here. I wouldn't write anything down via text, email, or direct messages that I think would implicate me ever. Keep that to a verbal conversation. If I'm going to go sexually harassing people or saying something naughty,
right.
who would put that in writing?
I don't know. Does this matter to you guys that you can send a message, a private message to people? I don't care.
Well, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
If you are somebody who is of note and somebody is being able to DM you like that, I guess maybe you're starting to like take the. I know he's all about like free reign and free range when it comes to social media, but for people that are a little bit higher up the rankings, it can be kind of a scary place sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
I can see that. The asset. What do you mean? Like if you're a public figure and people try to cheat you out of money?
But
you mean that kind of thing?
But you can still screenshot it as a receiver of them. I don't love, like, I never joined Snapchat because I didn't like the idea that there was a world out there where a message was sent to me that there's no accountability for the person sending it.
I could see that. Yeah, that'd be a bit hard to handle. There's no doubt about
it's like
that.
set up to be absolutely prey on younger kids. Like, I want their accountability. I want you to go, is this message going to get everywhere? Like, especially because it's so many kids are on that app.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's true. I am very happy I don't go on social media. I never liked it. I never cared for it. All it did was piss me off.
I know. Well, now I've got a half-time or part-time job just writing back to your social media people, which is actually super lovely. I'm not going to pretend it's not. Because people are really nice.
You do that?
I do it all the time for people. I
For
go
me?
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Because I'm one of the people that helps post for your Tom Bernard podcast for social media.
Well, but I do have to ask you, did you even read the one where I told Chris Egert to F off? Did you read that one?
Yeah. No, I read that one. That one was rough.
I don't think he's not listening yet. Good. You missed that.
Oh, he can't hear us.
Oh, we just couldn't hear it. We can't hear him.
I don't have him up yet because we have.
No, I understand.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I understand. I saw his picture up there, so I thought he might be. It's not that big a deal. We'll just take our break here and be right back in a couple of minutes. Right after this, Chris Egert, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sheets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. Or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM. See, there you go. We're all just locked in. That's all I have to say. Oh.
Locked and loaded, baby.
What is that noise?
Somebody's making coffee.
You could shut the door. It's.
I thought there was a problem with Chris Egert. I was like, what is it? But thanks, Britt.
Jesus, Palomino. You ever been in radio before? God, 50 years in the business, and she doesn't know to shut the door.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing making coffee anyway?
Because I can't with you. I'm having 2 cups today. Oh, here comes Egert.
There's Egert with the coffee. He's got the coffee.
Don't mind me. I'm just making some coffee back here.
Yeah, there you go. Wait a minute. Let me.
Sorry, I'm such a diva that I had one cup of coffee.
A table back here.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're going to issue an edict right now. That door always has to be closed now.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I've noticed other people walk in and start talking, and the door is wide open.
You leave more than I do, so you don't shut it very often.
I always shut it.
No,
Because you were
don't.
on the way out when I was on the way in.
I know that this time is true.
Oh, here we now. Oh, this time.
Okay, fine. You know what I'm going to do for a second? I'm going to tap into. I agree.
Your inner duck? Is that what that was?
I will agree with you that the door should remain shut.
Leave me alone.
So
You want something. Whenever you agree with me, you want
No,
something.
I was going to fight and say, well, you don't shut it. And then I realized that's not productive, Brittany. Let's go solution-oriented, arguments. And so I agree. Let's always shut the door.
Okay, and then we'll get better people.
Step 2.
Step 2.
Replace me.
Replace Brittany on the show. That's all there is to it. Chris Egger joining us, Channel 5 Eyewitness News, ladies and gentlemen. Bunch of big news stories this morning, from what I understand.
Yeah. I feel like the world's kind of gone mad over the last week or so.
You're right.
There's just been a bunch of really crummy stuff happening, nationally and in the Twin Cities too. So it's a little overwhelming, actually. You're thinking there seem to be innocent people getting involved in things, in the Twin Cities area, and it's just kind of a drag. So I don't know how much you want to get into all these things or not.
Well, I'm following you. You're the news guy. I'm going to follow your lead.
Well, sometimes you don't like me to come out here with my whole, 5 minutes of straight death stories and stuff. So,
what do you mean I don't like it? I love death stories.
I do have other things we can talk about today, too.
Wait a minute. The people who died, did I like them or not like them? Because if I didn't like them, go ahead and talk all the death you want. I don't care.
I'm sure you like them because you like everybody, because that's the kind of guy you are.
That's the kind of guy you are, Tommy boy. There's no question.
Is that a Saints hat?
It is. St. Paul Saints, baby.
Nice.
I do have, and I was accused of this yesterday on the family show. It's like, Dad, what do you have, 500 baseball caps? And I said, yeah, I think I probably do. Well, Rudy, you got a lot of them. You got a lot of hats.
I'm a hat guy. Absolutely, yeah.
I love hats.
How do you guys organize them? Because the hats are not, they don't sit nice. You stack them?
You got to stack them up.
And then how do you rotate them? You just
kind of throw them over your shoulder until you get to the one you like.
Okay.
I go by seasons.
Seasons.
So yeah, right now I got a Brewers hat on because it's baseball season. The second that it gets to the fall time, I'll switch it up. Basketball, I usually got a Bucks hat on.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say. Speaking of Wisconsin, by the way, did you see that guy? Was he a legislator or some damn thing? The guy left Chicago because of all the crime and moved to Wisconsin. He said he's just not going to. What? Do you know that story I'm talking about?
No.
Chris, do you know what I'm talking about? It just happened yesterday. Some guy who lives in New York, I think he was a city councilman or something, but I'm not sure about that. He decided, I've had enough of all this crime in Chicago, and just left, moved to Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Trading in some gangbangers for serial killers. That's exactly what that is.
Well, it's only in Janesville, though.
Only Janesville. You are right, yes.
Janesville to find the murderers in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a news alert come across a second ago that Representative George Santos has been arrested now on federal criminal charges, including wire fraud, money laundering, and lying about something.
Is that the guy, George Santos?
That's the New York guy.
That Republican guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now, yeah.
Kind of been implicated in all kinds of stuff. Kind of almost, I don't know what's true and what's not, but it kind of reminds me of the John Lovitz character from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
And then I invented the internet. Yeah, that's the ticket or whatever it is.
That's exactly who this guy.
Remember which guy? I don't remember what the name of that character was, and that was a terrible impersonation of John Lovitz.
I thought it was wonderful.
It was an ad lib.
That's
Rudy, I'm sure, could do better since he's a comedian.
I don't know about that. Lovitz is pretty hard. Although every now and again, if you just say something that is just wildly out there, just do you have anything with pineapples? That's closer.
That is closer.
To Lovitz, but
just random.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever met him in person? Met him in studio a couple of times. He is a very odd guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, very odd. He's nice enough, but he looks at you like, I'm looking right through your skull. He's got that look in his eye, you know what I mean?
I think there might be a little chip on his shoulder from him not quite living up to what he thought his potential could be.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. So in any case, all right, we'll avoid all crime.
No, we won't. A couple things I want to.
All right.
I think that they should be talked about, and then we can move on to some the other topic du jour, which is artificial intelligence. There's some pretty interesting stuff to talk about with that today. But so I told you about this stuff that went down in Dinkytown over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Like these gangs of guys, and it was all over social media. The police did meet with people in the area last night, and they have decided like they're going to up patrols now.
About time.
Which, yeah, I mean, it seems like that's been something that's been needed for a while. Now, I did get a tip from someone today, and I have not had a chance to vet this properly, so I'll throw it out there with that disclaimer. Somebody told me that the police officers are offered the overtime, but some of them are choosing not to take it, specifically not wanting to work in Dinkytown.
Yep, I understand that. It's out of control.
So that was again, that's something that I'm going to try to look into, but that was something I heard from that I hadn't necessarily thought of before. You've got the young St. Croix County deputy who was killed. That happened over the weekend. We now know her funeral is going to be on Friday. And there's this St. Anthony guy who was out like trying to stop a guy from breaking into his car or breaking into his wife's car, and guy got shot and killed.
In St. Anthony?
Yes.
That's not a very violent neighborhood.
I mean, so there, but as these things usually happen, the community's coming together around him. They're really trying to embrace the family and help the family. And there's a number of fundraisers that are going right now. It obviously doesn't bring the husband and the dad back, but if people are interested in that, we've got information at ksdp.com to be able to help them out.
That's so sad that all these people are just getting mowed down in our streets. It's just so insane.
Yeah, it's almost like there's no regard for human beings right now. It's just like, I don't know if the world has become so self-centered, and I just well, it's freaking awful.
Chris, look at your world leaders, particularly in America right now. You got Trump and Biden both running their yappers. I can't stand either one of them. They're both going to end up being convicted of crimes. I mean, Jesus. We have very poor leadership right now, and not across the board, but almost. Our leadership is dreadful in this country right now.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like a boat that's just sort of spinning around in circles without anybody, without any kind of udder there. What was I going to say? AI. Let's move on to that. All right. This is fun. Let's talk about how AI is going to take all the jobs away from people. That's a much more fun topic to talk about,
and
right?
Kill everyone. Eventually we'll kill everyone.
Brittany's like, no. So a couple of interesting things. Wozniak, the Apple co-founder,
right.
He did an interview about it recently, which I feel a little bit better about it after reading what he had to say about it. He's like,
good.
It's not going to take everyone's jobs. He said, I do see why people are concerned about that, but his big thing is it doesn't have emotion. And think about how many decisions are made that actually do have to involve emotion, that a set of data points or information on the internet that it's gathering from, that artificial intelligence can't do that. And it never will. Like, Rudy, you want a day off because your dog dies and you're sitting in your boss's office and you're asking and you got tears in your eyes and blah, 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 blah. Like, that boss makes a decision there based on emotion. The boss makes a decision on interpersonal communication. It doesn't make a decision based off of, just what it believes to be the right or wrong answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Somebody pointed out the other day, they compared it to look at a drone and look at a bird. That's like what humans and AI are. Yes, can a drone fly and can it go back and forth and up and down? Absolutely. But can it turn 90 degrees and dive bomb? No, absolutely not. So it's not quite exactly what we can do in a realistic sense.
Wozniak did, though, say something interesting, and he thinks that there needs to be some kind of accountability from where the AI is coming from. It should be regulated and labeled. So if there's some way to go back and trace whatever the source of it was, whatever it might be, the information that gets put out, so you can always go back and find out what the source of it was, because he said ultimately a human has to make the decision to XYZ,
Right.
which I do think is interesting, because he's saying a lot of these big companies are getting involved in it and there's not a lot of accountability right now, which does make sense too, right? Like,
Whoop. Wait a minute. What
Hey
happened?
there, Chris? Did we lose
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, right on.
I said it does make sense too for there to be some kind of accountability for these big companies, right?
Yep,
Because
absolutely.
then people can just kind of use it for whatever they want.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I read some like really nice things about AI. Have you ever thought of this? I read an article this weekend. Old people in nursing homes
Mm-hmm.
who oftentimes are sitting there and their biggest need is they need somebody to talk to, or a companion, or somebody to sit in the room with them. And the article talked about using that to like sit and have a conversation with grandma.
That's your version of good news.
I'd have to agree.
Well,
with
if
you.
she's sitting in a room alone and this is the best option, absolutely.
That is so bleak.
Nobody wants it's positive.
Is it though, Chris?
It
That
is,
this
'cause
woman
nobody
has
wants
nobody
to come.
else. Their family is not showing up. We are now saying, why don't we let it, we were going to go visit grandma, but why don't we just send the AI bot
I
today?
don't think that's what I said.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Well, trust me, from a guy who had Nana in the home for like 7.5 years, it would have been nice to have somebody just prop it up like one of those like dolls that you could just. I'm telling you, I loved her. It was great, but after like 2.5 hours of her saying the same thing over and over again, I'm like, I love you, but I have to go. I can't sit here anymore.
Brittany, I don't know why you're taking this a negative way. My grandmother was in the dementia unit for a number of years. She kind of lived 2 to 3 hours away from any family members. Like, we couldn't be there that often.
Yeah.
It's just your version of good, like positive news is not like candy butterfly unicorn mode is all I'm going to say. And I'm not defending myself on this.
Well, how do you, Tom, they're also talking about AI being used for pancreatic cancer screening.
No, we're talking. That's because I am
Right?
really worried about my pancreatic cancer.
Well, there's no real screening that's in place for
No,
it
there
right
isn't.
now.
You're right.
And you always hear like when people get pancreatic cancer, like they're dead in 2 months or some crazy thing like that. So the AI is able to look at these different factors, and they're testing it right now. And apparently it's done a very good job so far sniffing out some pathways on that, and that might be a good use for it, right?
Yeah.
Is that positive?
Well, because some people, from what I understand, I don't know anybody that's ever had it, but some people can have pancreatic cancer for like 4 years before they even know they have it.
Yeah, it presents so subtly.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And there's a lot of things in our body when it comes to the pancreas that the pancreas is so amazing, and it does so many, like there's so many buffers to help like
Right.
certain things. So it takes a long time for those to know. So it's so far along by the time diagnoses come. So
That's
that
what
is,
I hear, yeah.
You know what, Chris? That's positive news right there.
And
he didn't.
they're going to use it at Wendy's. And they're going to use it at Wendy's.
You mean Arby's? Your joke didn't land, you little monster.
No, I remember the joke from yesterday. I was trying to stay away from that.
Oh,
I was trying to take the high road. So Wendy's is going to be testing it out in the drive-thru, which I think is a disaster, right? Like, there's no way that's going to work.
Yeah, because the people are so good at it now.
Shush your mouth.
I mean, just the ordering process. Like, every time we've gone through the drive-thru since our kids were born at McDonald's, everyone gets the same damn thing, like every time.
Yeah.
But my wife always has this like pressure when she gets there and she doesn't order, and we're all yelling at her and blah, 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 blah. What the hell's the AI going to do with that? It's not going to know what to do.
You know, one thing I really look forward to with AI, someday I'll be sitting there and go, okay, let's go to the traffic. Yes, it's Brittany with the traffic.
You can't wait to replace me.
Just replace you with AI.
Immediately
It'll be
replace me with
unbelievable.
AI.
AI traffic reports.
I mean, I think she's more marketable.
You think so?
Yes.
That's what the deal is. Now, I don't know. We're moving forward. So you guys don't see any great immediate, or not even immediate, but long-term danger with the AI? Because there's some people are on TV talking about how dangerous it really could be.
Oh, I think it's for sure that it's got. I mean, what was that movie with Matthew Broderick and where the computers kind of took over and started World War III way back in the day? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Come on, Rudy. This is right in your
yeah. It was like
War
one of his
Games?
it was War Games. Yeah, it was one of his first movies ever.
Yeah. War Games. So like, for sure, that's the kind of stuff you worry about because if you've got computers running all these very important systems, defense systems, crap like that. Like, who the hell knows? I mean, I definitely think there's a lot of potential for danger, Tom. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, there is. And who are you going to trust to keep that under control? That's what I want to know.
Right.
I mean, that's the big problem I got with this whole thing. Is that, can you trust anybody to do their job anymore 100%? My God, you really can't. People just never finish their work anymore. Why is that?
Or they like show up to work and leave the door open and make coffee.
You can hear coffee bubbling around in the back. It's
unbelievable.
So you try to take the high road for one joke, and then immediately come for me. I see you, Chris.
All right, what do you guys think about this? Velveeta cheese, you know, the shells and cheese.
Yes, sir.
They have partnered up with a chocolate company, and they've made a yellow chocolate thing with chocolate and Velveeta taste in it, and they're selling them right now.
So is it like a candy bar?
Yeah, it's like a shell, you know, like the shells and cheese. The shell itself is like yellow chocolate, and it's got like Velveeta goo on the inside of it. That they're selling it as a.
So is it a pasta then?
No, it's like a It's like a candy. Like you get it in a little bar and you take it out. And we had that story today. How's that sound for you?
We're getting too far off into the weeds with some of this crap. Listen, when it comes to fireworks, if you just light a bottle rocket and you fire it off, nothing's going to happen. But it's when you get bored with the bottle rocket and you start strapping M80s to it, that's when fingers get blown off. That's what's happening with food right now. We got so bored with just Oreos. We were like, what happens if we take Velveeta cheese and mix it with chocolate and put it in a bar form? That's what is happening with us.
Like all corporations are just like drunk people at the end of the night figuring out how they can like MacGyver a carb together.
MacGyvering a carb. Hey, look, what's wrong with a nut goodie? I'm good.
Yeah.
You like a nut goodie?
Love nut goodies, little Snickers maybe.
Ooh, a Kit Kat.
Kit Kat's plenty good.
Almond Joy.
I love Almond Joy.
Yeah.
I'm a huge coconut guy.
We lost Chris on Almond Joy.
What about the $100,000 million grand bar?
1,000 million, yes.
Too many things involved. I feel like that's no.
No, you don't
really?
like it?
No.
Okay.
There are very few candy bars I don't like. I gotta be very
It's true
honest
though.
with
Like
you.
even a bad candy bar come in here,
It's
I'm
still
gonna
good.
eat the heck out of that.
Yep, you're right. Even a bad candy bar is still good. That's all I have to say.
It's kind of the same thing with the candy bars, though, that Rudy was talking about with like the new combinations. It's like Reese's peanut butter cups are like the perfect thing, and there's like 95 different kind of peanut butter cups you can get now.
Yeah, they're intense.
You know, I got to be honest with you. If I ever get sentenced to death for killing someone, and I'm in prison, and you have your last meal, you know, for me it's going to be several bags of M&Ms. That'll be my final meal before they execute me.
Plain?
No, you got to get some plain, some with the nuts, some with the peanut ones. You got to.
I hate to say it, but man, they perfected the caramel. Caramel M&Ms are so good.
Are they? I've never tried.
Phenomenal.
Chris, next time you're in, tell me, and I will. They're so good.
M&M's, baby. That's all I'm saying. So maybe I'll go kill someone today just so I can tee it up.
Hey, you know what? I can get you M&Ms without murder.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like at Byerly's?
Yep.
Okay. You go to Byerly's instead of killing someone.
I
That's
felt
a good
like
idea.
M&M's has also come up with too many of those dang combinations. Like I'm like, oh my god, I don't need Rice Krispie freaking M&Ms. Like
Nothing is worse when you're grabbing M&Ms and you assume it's like peanut or whatever, and it's one of those crunch ones. Yeah, like something else, and you
hit the
go.
T harder next time you tell that story. It's
Give
like
me
penis. It's unbelievable.
Give
Hit
me
the
notes.
Peanuts.
Give me notes after the show.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a note right now. Here's a note for you right here.
You're off camera. Put it
I
on
know. I did
camera.
that on purpose. Let me move it a little bit this way and see what might be. Oh wait a minute! I don't know what that was all about.
Peekaboo finger.
God. I've known you for way too long. This is disgusting.
Oh, agreed.
That's all I have to say. So what else? You only got a couple of minutes left here, but is there any like number one story in the world right now?
Well, I would say the decision on Donald Trump yesterday was probably the biggest story right now.
Explain something to me, because I don't understand this. But again, I don't understand our politicians at all. They're a bunch of scumbags. Why wouldn't you show up at your own trial to defend yourself? That makes no sense.
His lawyer said it would turn it into more of a circus. Those were his words, his own lawyer's words.
Yep.
I don't know. Who knows, right? But I mean, I guess he wasn't found guilty on the rape charge.
No, he was not
found guilty. So I don't know. Do they consider that a win? I mean, no, because I think they're going to appeal the decision. But
it's still sexual harassment, is it not? I think.
Yeah.
And inappropriate touching or something like that.
And then defamation.
Defamation.
I think that's been her issue all along, is that she hasn't felt like she's been heard. But I know that the national shows were going huge on that today for obvious reasons. But
you ever met her?
No.
She was in studio once when I was over at the Q. I don't even remember why she was in town.
Yeah.
And I think Rudy, I think you and I talked about this yesterday. She was living with like Hunter S. Thompson at the time or something. Back in the day.
Oh, really?
I believe that's the situation. She's an interesting person. I will tell you that. I will tell you that she's very overtly friendly to people, if you know what I mean. Like touching people and all that stuff. And I'm not condemning her or anything like that. But you could get really uneasy around people like that. At least I do. So I'm not saying he's innocent. Obviously, he did what he did. It's none of my business. But I don't know, man. The world's gotten really nuts right now, don't you think?
I'm about to just go dig myself a little bunker and just kind of hunker down there with some caramel M&Ms and just call her good.
Caramel M&Ms. You got to have the caramel M&Ms. Yeah, she was in studio one time over at the Q, and she was there literally for like 3 hours. But, like 3 of the 4 hours of the show. And she's an interesting, she's very odd, I will tell you that. And
that's a good amount of time to spend with somebody, though, versus coming in for like a 2-minute, come in for a 5-minute appearance. So that does give you a chance to, be able to observe more than you would on just a little blurb.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm almost certain she was living with Hunter S. Thompson the time when she came in, but I haven't checked it out yet. So I'm almost certain that's true, though. Who knows? I might be wrong, but it just, people are odd. That's all I have to say. All human beings are odd.
That's the truest thing I'll probably hear all day.
All right. Anything else to close out here, Pally?
No, I think I brought a lot of really great news and fun topics to you guys today, so I'll probably leave it at that.
Oh, Rudy's I get a thumbs up. What, for getting rid of Chris?
No, for bringing in all the good topics today. That's why I was giving him a thumbs up.
Hey, are you sick of talking to your grandma? Well, I've got a solution for you.
What the hell is that?
That was his news story today.
It's the Tombot 3000. Tom will sit and have a conversation with Grandma. Well, you don't have to.
Are old people boring
I don't
to
make
you?
the stories up. I'm just reading them.
Oh, yeah. That one wasn't an opinion-based one at all.
Oh, wasn't?
You said, here's some good news, guys.
Well, good compared to the other crap I was talking about.
I'll say that. Yes, it was good compared to your other crap.
All right.
All right, Pally. We'll talk to you later. Chris Eggert, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take a break because we have we got a busy schedule, man.
Mm-hmm.
Got some great guests coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll be right back. Continue the show right after this. I've always said you can't count on 2 nice weekends in a row until mid-June in Minnesota. Well, once again, I'm right. I said I'm right. You heard me. What better time to lose weight like I'm doing with mnfatloss.com. The program has been great for me. I've lost 17 pounds in just 3 weeks. And I've been on the program, like I said, it's a little less than a month. It says here a month now, but it's been a little less than that. I am not feeling hungry. I'm feeling healthier. I got plenty of energy. I wouldn't follow a fat loss program that isn't safe. Yeah, there are a lot of them out there, man. You got to be careful. This is a good one. I've got to be around to do this podcast. My name is on the show, so you know that. I'm proving that you can, if you lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple of months, which I'm right on schedule to be doing, no question, do yourself a favor and check out the program at mnfatloss.com. It really does work. It's very nice. Of course, results may vary, but I'm losing weight. I feel great. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, I said 8 weeks, like I'm doing, That's about a pound of fat every day, by the way. No exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. Be sure to tell them that Tom Bernard sent you.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tom Bernard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walser Nissan stores here in the Metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walser different than other Nissan stores? And why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walser Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walser Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walser Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Bernard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walser.com and select the Walser Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, $5,900 due at signing, VIN PC 261725.
The new Tom Bernard Morning Show is proud to have partners like North American Banking Company, Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and attorney and advertiser Dave Bialke.
I've been advertising on Tom Bernard shows for years. I like Tom, not just because he's a good guy, but because the ads I run on his show bring me new clients that are hurt at work and need legal help. Tommy B works for me.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Bernard Morning Show. Visit tombernardshow.com, keyword partner.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know when our guest is ready to go, if you would. I think it'll be a good thing. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree to that.
You heard me.
Knowing when our guest is on is nice.
You heard what I said. There's no question about it.
I'm not going to repeat myself, Brittany.
What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, baby. What's happening, Rudy? We're good to go. Kieran Giovanni. How you doing, Kieran?
Is she? Oh, hang on one second. There we go. Now we got Karen.
You know, what a bit nice timing. Karen, we're going to actually use the telephone on this end. What do you think? We finally learned how to use a telephone. What do you think?
I'm still working on this cell phone. I still have an 8 Plus with a home button. So don't count on me for the technology over here.
Well, I'm in the same boat you are, Karen, because honest to God, I got no idea about most of this stuff. I look at my phone and go, my God, this is a pain in the ass. I hate it. But you have to have it, don't you?
The name on my computer is my big girl computer because I feel like I just learned how to use it.
See?
So I'm with you. I'm with you.
Karen Giovanni, ladies and gentlemen, portrays Kelly in the CW's hit series Walker. Series finale will be in just a couple of matter of fact, it's tomorrow, actually. God,
tomorrow.
It's the 10th already. I can't believe it's the 10th of May already.
I know, right? It's going really fast.
So, Karen, where are you from originally?
I was born on a farm in Louisiana, and then I was raised in Katy, Texas, outside of Houston.
Oh, sure. There you go.
Yeah, and then New York for a very long time, and L.A. for the last 12 years.
God, New York, L.A. You've been all over the world. There's no question.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, though, back in the day, this is many, many years ago now, but I lived in New York for about 5-6 years. I just loved it. I thought it was wonderful.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I never would have come out to L.A. without, I got major crimes, and that's kind of what brought me out, and now we're here and settled. But I would have lived in L.A. I always said I was going to live in an apartment with like 3 cats and until I died. But who knows? We might go back one of these days. We'll see.
I'm going to cut that little segment out that you just said and play it back constantly. I was involved in a lot of major crimes. That was a good statement, Karen. I thought it was magnificent, no question about it.
Well, thank you.
It's all true. So things are good. I'm looking at other season. I cannot believe it's May 10th or May 11th.
I know. I feel like we just started. But yeah, June is knocking at our door, isn't it?
I guess life is just fleeting. That's just how it is.
know.
My God, you've been in a lot of stuff. I mean, I could run down the entire. Well, and I'm not trying to be a smartass here, Karen, but you look like you're about 16 years old in your picture. So that's all I'm saying.
It's very kind of you. I am not. I am 41 proud years old, and I have 2 teenage kids and a husband of 20 years. And
does that person look like they're 41 years old?
No, I'm jealous of everything about you. It's annoying. How dare you, ma'am?
How dare you, ma'am?
Oh, you guys are kind. Thank you. I'll take that every day. I'm going to call this radio station. You guys can just say that to me every day.
You are welcome anytime. You're very pleasant. I like pleasant people. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Right.
well, thank you.
God,
Very pleasant.
Major Crimes, The Rookie, The Resident, Black Lightning, Designated Survivor, Americans. Like, seriously, for a 16-year-old, you've worked a lot. I'm never going to let that go, Karen. I'm never letting it go.
Thank you. I get around. You know what I try to do is every year that we did Major Crimes, we would, have about 2-3 months off. And my goal was to do some other TV show in between, just so I could get out and work with new people and have different directors and things like that. So a lot of those I would do arcs on shows in between seasons of Major Crimes or, like Designated Survivor. I went to Canada for a couple months in between. So, and I loved it because it kind of stretched my wings a little bit and you learn how to work with other people. It was really fun.
Kieran, my brother is BFFs with Jared Padalecki. Be honest.
Oh, my God.
Is it terrible working with him? Is he a real monster?
Who, your brother?
Yeah, both of them.
I know that you're kidding because Jared is literally the nicest person you've ever met and apologizes just for breathing. He's like, I'm sorry. I'll stand over here.
You
I'm
love
sorry.
him, Tom.
Really?
Do you want this last muffin? I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you happy? Are you cold? Like, he's so nice. He thinks about everyone else. He's one of our executive producers as well. No, he's the nicest person you've ever met. Actually, on this season finale that's going to air tomorrow, I asked one of our other producers, and Jared, I said, my daughter's going to be in town. Can she stand in the very background, just, of the send-off scene? And they were like, of course, absolutely. Bring her down. They, got her ready. She was, she's 12. This is, the highlight of her life.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I mean, it was super cool. And they're just really down to earth. No, he's the sweetest guy.
Isn't that true? If somebody's nice to your kid, you're like, I love you forever. You can do whatever you want. I love you forever.
Oh, yeah. On the flip side, if you're ever mean to them,
you're
dead to me.
Oh, God, Kieran, do not get Tom started with that.
Don't get me started with that. Kieran, I grew up in a very rough neighborhood, and I learned to tolerate zero of that. My brothers, my sisters, now my children. Leave them alone, or I will do damage you won't walk away from. That's basically my take on it.
My husband knows my quote is, I'm nice until I'm not. So
I like that. Hey, that works for me.
Children, it's off limits. But, man, he was so nice, and they were all wonderful, and it felt like family. So,
well, that's how it should be, right? I mean,
yeah, who wants to go to work with people that they don't like? I mean, you have to be there for 14 hours out of your day for 5 days a week. You really want to go and have a good time with the people that you're around that much. So,
Karen,
and I did.
Karen, could you do me a favor? Don't bring that up because they're both still here.
I know. From what I hear, it sounds like it's a horrible time over there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you manage it.
Lots of tears. Everyone cries every day. We've got a lot of burn books because we're all so angry.
Karen, where are we headed now? Because I know they're talking about this strike lasting several months. Where are we headed with this? It's kind of scary.
It is scary. I mean, I was just saying we're lucky that we got picked up yesterday for a 4th season. So for us, what we needed was the writer's room to get back in about July to start in August. That likely won't happen. We'll probably push for a little bit, but it's nice knowing that we do have that pickup. But for other people that are just, waiting for the next job or, pilot season just kind of happened but didn't really, it's going to be a tough couple of months. I mean, there's not a lot in production. And what people don't realize is that even if you do have a script that's written, it's never that script that you see as your final TV. it gets rewritten every day, 3 times a day. So a lot of those have just halted production, giving a chance for this to get over so we can kind of rewrite those scripts. So we'll see. I mean, last one was 100 days. This one could be 100 days or more. It's going to rock people's worlds for a little bit, for sure.
No doubt about it. Okay, I know we only got 30 seconds left, so I must say this. The next time you come to town to shoot something, you have to come in studio. You just have to.
Oh, man. I would love that, and it would be an honor, for sure. So I'll come for sure.
Sounds good. Karen, thank you very
Sounds
much.
good.
Karen Giovanni, ladies and gentlemen. The season finale of Walker is tomorrow already because it's May 11th. Thank you, Karen. Really, really nice person.
Yeah,
Thanks,
she was.
guys.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were gone. I was going to say how lovely
You heard me
she
call
is.
you a nice person.
Oh,
Damn
no,
it.
Kieran, go. We can't talk this nice about you in front of you.
I'm getting off.
She was getting off. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Have a good one.
We're both mortified that we got caught talking nice about her.
Well, it's a good thing when you said, what an asshole.
I was like, right? I was like, she's so low. And she goes, thanks, guys. I wanted to die. I was like, oh, God. She
What a
seems so
sweetheart.
lovely. How cool that her 12-year-old got to come in a
know.
set and was excited about it.
I know.
That's so fun.
Very, very nice person.
Yeah.
She handles interviews very, very well. Honest to God, she does not look 41 years old.
No, it's so annoying. I hate her.
I hate her because she's fortunate.
Yep.
No question about it. We got a phenomenal back-to-back combo going today. Karen Giovanni was just with us, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're talking about the season finale of Major Crimes tomorrow on the CW's hit series Walker. She was.
That Walker, people love. People
Yeah.
like that show. That's,
said.
yeah.
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. CW's hit series Walker series finale is tomorrow again. I just still can't believe it. It's May 10th already.
I know.
I mean, that's just amazing. I'll just hang out until we're ready to go.
Yeah, Dennis is ready to go. His people asked that we play a quick commercial for another one of his books that he'll be promoting as well.
Well, I've already read every one of his books ever, so I could just do the commercial live if you want.
You could. They sent us audio, so here we'll just go ahead and play it for you.
Sounds good.
What happens when a cantankerous radio personality
Shut up, or I am going to stab you.
is forced to sit 3 hours a day with a bubbly millennial?
Download the app and you can listen live.
I knew it.
Find out in Dennis Lehane's latest book, You're a Disaster. Available in paperback and hard copy wherever finer books are sold.
You know what I love? The crabbiest man in the world just called me crab.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
I'm not crabby, I'm quiet. As is Dennis.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, because a lot of quiet people have that look on their face like, I'd like to stab everyone.
Says the guy with the most resting bitch face I've ever seen.
Also, who
That's what everybody tells
verbalizes he would like to stab people. There's a difference.
Or shoot them. That'd
Okay,
be
yeah,
fine.
that's true too. Hi, Dennis. Welcome to the show.
Is Dennis ready to go? Yeah. Oh, Dennis, how are you? You're with us. You had to hear all that. That's too bad.
No, it was lovely.
It was lovely. Mr. Lehane, I got to tell you something. I have read every book you've ever written. I'm a huge fan. We've talked before, as a matter of fact, a couple of times. Had you on other shows that I've been on, whatever. But I just, from day, how many years have been? Your first book came out when? That's a long time ago now.
First book came out in '94.
God, it's 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Dennis.
Well, in 20. Give me a year. 20.
That's right. I'll give you that 1 year. Dennis Lehane, ladies and gentlemen. It's Small Mercies. First of all, do you pick your own titles?
Yeah.
Because they're really good titles. Mystic River, Gone Baby Gone. I mean, you go down the list. Your title's always really good. How did you know you'd be so good at that?
I don't. It was. There's only two things I'm proprietary about. Like I can be a real bitch about if you try to push against. One is titles, and the other is dialogue. Like, don't touch my dialogue, don't touch my titles.
Mm-hmm.
And so, so Small Mercies. I actually had a different title initially, and then they told me I couldn't use it because another book published by my publishing house had come out a year ago with the same title. So I was like, okay. And then I found Small Mercies.
Well, your book was originally called The Bible, right?
Yeah, it was. It was the Bible. It was the Bible : the New Testament.
Yes, that's what.
Oh, that one might be taken. Oh, it's rough. Sorry.
That one might be taken. What?
And they said, this is a small book that few people have heard of that you might not.
They're not going to be happy with this.
Like Deuteronomy, and they were like, strike two.
Dennis, how did you find out? When did you find out that you'd be so good at what you do. Like I said, I've read every book you've ever written, so you got a fan in me. There's no question about that.
Well, I don't know. I think it wasn't a matter of finding out I was good at it. It was finding out that I was bad at everything else.
See, that's why you're good at it, right there.
I got no skill sets, like none, and it's really kind of sad. And the only thing I can do is just make stuff up and get paid for it.
Well, you're really good at it.
Yeah, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of pray for my kids. I'm like, just be good at one thing, because then you never pulled in any other direction. Like, I couldn't be like a lot of my friends who, like, they went to college and then they switched majors and then they kind of thought about one career and then they left that career to become another thing. This was it for me. I can shoot pool. That's about it. And you can't, but not to the point where, I want to go on the road like Fast Eddie Felson. You know what I mean?
Sure,
so it's like, making up stuff and writing it down was all I could ever do. So I started doing it at about 20. And then when I was like around 26 or so, I started to think, oh, I might have a shot at this. And then I published my first book when I was 29. So,
God, that's wonderful. So that, and what you said that was 94, the first book?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Dennis, you and I were much younger then. That's all I have to say.
I know, it's sad. So sad. And you sit, like, I run writers' rooms now. I do a lot of TV shows, and so, I'll say something about, like, at least I don't make the other mistake that I see old guys make all the time. They'll be like, well, you know who Nipsey Russell is? And then
Crickets.
Like, I don't make those mistakes, but sometimes I will say things like, oh, back in the 90s, like 93, 94, thinking that, that they know, for 1 second, and then I'll realize that she was 4. That writer that I'm talking about was 4. She doesn't remember when Nevermind came out. You know?
Yep. No, I understand.
So,
I should tell you, Dennis, by the way, they're I don't know if there's an odd mystic connection or something, but I once had a dog named Nipsey Russell. Actually, we had 2 dogs, and their names were Nipsey and Cassie Russell.
Oh, that is awesome.
They were wonderful.
And now nobody, we're those old guys. Nobody knows what we're talking about right now. I mean, unless you got somebody in their 50s who's driving along listening to the show right now. Nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
Well, they must know.
So since we're already going down this, I'll go all in. The first celebrity I ever saw was in New York City. I was crossing like Park Avenue, and coming across the other way was Nipsey Russell.
Oh.
And I went, Nipsey Russell. And he gave me this big broad smile and did the shooter thing with his 2 fingers.
Sure.
And it just made my day.
I loved him. I thought he was magnificent. I don't even know where the hell was he always on, like Ed Sullivan or some damn. God, we're going way back now, Dennis.
We're going way back. I think he was on like Hollywood Squares or Price is Right. I know Hollywood Squares, like the Gong Show or something. I don't know.
Now, what I should probably do, Dennis, is do my job and ask you, so what's Small Mercies all about, Mr. Lehane?
Small Mercies. So in 1974, by court order in South Boston, they desegregated the federal schools by court order, and they were prepared to bus 50% of the population of South Boston High School, which was 100% white, and swap it with 50% of Roxbury High School, which was predominantly African American. And Southie and the city of Boston lost their minds, and the whole city just revolted against it, and particularly in South Boston. And during that incredibly hot and violent summer, a woman who is a housing project mother goes looking for her daughter, who doesn't come home one night, 17-year-old daughter. And this woman begins to believe there's a connection between that and the death of an African-American man. And this woman, her name is Mary Pat Fennessy, and she is a brawling, hard-drinking, chain-smoking, foul-mouthed, alcoholic, racist who doesn't know she's a racist, but she is unstoppable. She's an unstoppable engine, and she goes on a search for what happened to her daughter, and she will not be dissuaded, and she will not be scared off, and that's the book.
Now, Dennis, you grew up in Boston, did you not?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I remember that. I will tell you something. My wife and I just went to Boston again about a year ago. I guess it was last summer, something like that. That is one of the most magnificently fascinating places on earth to be because I just love. Well, first of all, when you go to North Boston, you sit down in an Italian restaurant, you got about 52 minutes to eat your meal and get the hell out. I love that. I love that about Boston. You know what I mean?
52. Oh, they were backing off. 52.
I should have been about 40.
Half an hour.
And he's
get out of here.
And he's not kidding, by the way. You got about a half an hour to eat your meal and get the hell out. That's just how it is. But yeah, it's a great town to be from. So many magnificent inspirations in that town, aren't there?
Yeah, I think it's because it's really small, but it's super dense.
Yep.
So and for many years, and that's something that Small Mercies is very much about. For many years, it was very tribal and balkanized, and so you could literally feel like, oh, if I go to this neighborhood, it's like stepping into Italy, and if I go to this neighborhood, it's like stepping into and if I go to this neighborhood, it's like stepping into Poland. And if I go to this neighborhood, it's like stepping into Ireland. And it gave it I write in very dark ways about the tribalism. It's not a positive thing in my books, but it was also a very interesting way to grow up and to see it and to feel it constantly. There's just so much. The demographics and the economics change so quickly from block to block sometimes in Boston. And so that makes it a fun city to write about.
No question about it. Dennis, unfortunately, this interview should have been about 2 hours long, not 8 minutes, because there's so many more things. You got to come back more often. There's many, many things, because I would like to talk to you about, because I grew up a nice Catholic boy, and going to Boston for the very first time, that is the most Catholic place I've ever been. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Dennis, please come back. I love your work, and I cannot wait to read Small Mercies. Come back soon, sir. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Tom.
Have a good day. Bye. That guy's books. Have you ever read a Dennis Lehane book?
Haven't yet, no.
That boy can write a book, man. You'd love it because it ties Boston in with this crime, that crime. Gone Baby Gone. Well, shut it. You've seen the movies.
Seen the movies for sure. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, Tevin Pittman's here.
I'm here. Worry not.
I was just going to attack black people, and now I can't because you're here.
Yeah, you got to work that into like the 7 o'clock hour of the show.
I got to get it done before you get here. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
No, well, thanks again for that booking. I'm telling you what, Dennis Lehane, you had Kieran on with us just before that. Kieran Giovanni, as a matter of fact. I love interviews like that. They were both very, do you guys think, because this is the read I kind of get from people, and once in a while I get an email from their publicist or whatever, that they just enjoy the fact that it's not like, well, let me ask you a question about how you wrote this book and what you think of this. And they like to come on the show because it's just a conversation. It's not ass kissing. It's not, I have no idea what I'm talking about. And that I love the fact that people love coming on this show. I really do.
Yeah, well, it's like even when you have comedians on, it's not like you're like, be funny, tell us a joke. It's just be yourself, let's have a conversation, and if people like you, the person, they're more likely to come up to your show rather than if you do or buy your book than they are if you read an excerpt from it or something like that.
No question. And by the way, I know you've seen his movies, but you definitely have to read Dennis Lehane's books because they're so well written. I mean, you would know exactly what he's talking about, where he is. If you've been to Boston, you guys all been to Boston?
Oh, yeah, I've not.
No, I've never been there.
Oh my God, it's one of my favorite places on earth. You know that it was apparently this big hill in the middle of the bay, and they flattened the hill and turned it into Boston.
Really?
Isn't
there
that
has
weird?
to be easier ways.
You would think.
Right, like we can just live next to the hill.
Yeah, like let's go 1 mile east and be done with this.
Yeah, it's no joke. If you look on a map, just go ahead and Google map Boston. They basically, there's no grid. They just paved over the old donkey paths, and they were like, that's our highway system now. It's wild.
That's exactly right there. I love Boston. I just do. I love the people. You know why I love the people? Excuse me, sir, what time is it? Yeah, blow it out your ass.
I was to say, Boston definitely has the reputation for being very aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
And, I feel like if you meet one person from Boston, you've met them all because they're all exactly the same.
It's like, because it's not like New York then, right? Because I feel like New York people are actually pretty accommodating. It's one of those things where they're not super approachable, but once you do get them involved, they're a little too involved. Where if you're like, how do I get here? They're like, okay, well, they're like committed to finishing. But like
Right.
Boston, you think is like arm's length. No, thank you. I'm not getting involved.
Well, they will tell you right to your face about 1 inch from your nose, leave me alone.
Okay, got it. I can feel that.
They're very sweet, nice people. They actually care about, hey, by the way, I want to tell you, this is a nice blouse you're wearing today. They do that kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But then if you step over the line, it's like, back the F up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way they are, which I like. I like those kind of people, just very honest about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's see, there's a sports guy that I've worked with. I can't remember his name, but I also can't remember, there was a baseball team in town, but I can't remember their name either.
They're struggling.
Oh my God, that team sucks. Judd, what the hell are we going to do?
I texted you last night. They scored a run.
Hey, I read it on the air.
Hey, what more do you want, Tom Bernard?
I read it on the show this morning. Here's a text I got last night from Judd. They scored a run.
And then, of course, that was
slaughtered.
Basically it. How about Carlos Correa being booed now, deservedly so, hitting 185, 0 for 5, 2 strikeouts, and I think he left something like 6 men on base last night.
I know, terrible.
Yeah, and I think he leaned, because he obviously gets interviewed after the game, and he was like, yeah, I deserve to get booed. So he's at least self-aware that this is unacceptable for the amount of money he's getting paid.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, better than the denial and delusions.
Or being mad about it. It's like, no, you stink right now, dude.
God, I just looked down. I just looked down at the show sheet just now. How about this trio? You got Tevin Pittman, you got Judd Zulgad, and you got Dennis Lehane on in the same 15-minute period. What the hell more could anybody ask for? You know what I mean?
Well, at least one of them. Kevin and I, give it or take it. It's fine.
Dennis is carrying it.
You are absolutely correct. Boston is a great town. I loved Boston. And Fenway Park, I absolutely adored Fenway Park.
I've never been inside. I've been by it, but I've never been to a game.
Oh, you got to go to a game.
I've heard from everybody.
They actually sit and watch the game. So Wrigley Field, in my opinion, is a lot of fun, or it was. It's so Disney-fied now, but it's a lot of fun. But, a ton of those people go to be seen and get drunk, which is fine. That's the prerogative. But the game in Chicago, to me, is very secondary. The Cubs game is. In Boston, it's all about the experience of the baseball, and Fenway is just fantastic. You got to go.
By the way,
get in.
If you are very sensitive about people commenting on your faith, your sex, your skin color, then stay the hell away from Boston because they bring it all up. It doesn't matter to them at all.
Incredibly racist town too. Correct?
Oh, it can be. It can be. There's no doubt.
I was going to say I've heard that it is very, very difficult, or can be made difficult to live there if you don't, fit in, as
That's true.
Say.
That is true. You don't. I would say if you want to move to the North End, you better be Italian.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, it's just one of the great stories of all time, and I don't know how the hell I can tell this story, repeating what the guy actually said. And I think there's still audio of it out there somewhere. It's from, Jim Rice played in Boston when? In the 1970s and 80s?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that sounds about right? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's still audio of a guy sitting in center field that used to go to every game just so he could ride Jim Rice's ass. Now, Jim was is a very, very big man, not real tolerant of other people's ideas. And again, I'm just repeating what he said, so don't get pissed off at me about what this guy said. But the way Jim Rice looked, because I was watching the game when this happened, and he had a look on his face like, God, am I glad he's not that pissed off at me. I was terrified, and I'm like 1,000 miles away from the game. This guy kept yelling things about Jim Rice, and I don't know why he wanted to ride Jim Rice's ass. I have no idea. Just didn't like him. Whatever. I told you just yesterday I told a story about this guy who was riding Jim Rice at a Twins game, and Jim Rice snapped his bat in half. Remember I talked about that? It wasn't a broken bat either. He snapped it in half.
That is incredible.
Incredibly strong, baby.
Terrifying.
I know.
Oh, God.
Like, what are you eating? What kind of protein did you have this morning that you can do that?
Was it like over his knee type of thing, or it wasn't just he grabbed it one
He
end?
just grabbed it and snapped it in
my
half.
Good. Nope.
That's
That's a guy you do not mess with.
Yeah, you don't want to mess around with Jim Rice. So anyway, I'm not gonna say what the guy actually said because he got way out of line, right? But he was riding Rice and riding him, and he just finally decided that I got to get to this guy. He's not reacting, and the look on Rice's face after he said this, that guy is really. He must have gotten out of the state. That's what I'm thinking because he yells out, and it was at a very quiet moment in the game, right? So maybe just when he got out there in the outfield because Jim was an outfielder. And I'm going to change the words that he used. And he yells out, hey, what was Rice's number again? Number 5, was he?
14.
14. Oh, he was number 14. So it was 1 and 4. Good, I was close. 1 and 4 added together is 5. Get it? No, anyway. So he said 14, kept calling him, hey, 14, blah, blah, blah. What comes out of Asians' butts? Or he said ass. What comes out of an Asian's ass? Rice. And he kept saying it over and over and over again.
What?
And the look that Jim Rice got in his face, like, boy, you better get the hell out of Massachusetts. I'm just telling you.
Good for Jim Rice.
Oh, my God, what an obnoxious. You should have seen this guy. And he was very proud of himself, too.
The things that people yell at professional athletes just blows my mind.
Right?
Like,
It's unbelievable.
drunkenly for like, you hear it. Like, this just.
Let me just tell you.
No
something.
other profession we are going to allow that. I cannot imagine.
Right. I'm not showing up to your factory job taunting you.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it,
You're
isn't it?
trying to work there. Hey, you suck.
Why do you think it is that people think they can yell whatever they want at players?
You pull that lever like a pussy.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I think baseball fans assume that they're completely protected. The one that I don't get is why haven't we, especially with where things are going in our society now, why are we still just allowing, and it's because of cash, why are we allowing fans to literally sit courtside and be almost involved in basketball games?
You're right.
Because it feels to me like we're getting closer and closer and closer to something really going wrong. You know, it's the only sport where we literally, so there's no protection. There's nothing there. And fans, that's what I don't get. Why do they feel emboldened? These athletes are in their face and can kick their asses 6 ways to Sunday. And yet we still see this, you know, all the time with fans screaming and spilling drinks there and all that crap.
And by the way, he didn't use the word Asian either. He used a very derogatory term.
Oh, yeah, I figured that's what you were talking
that's
about.
That was, and I'm not doing that part of it. It's like, I just don't understand why you're behind a fence, you're sitting way up off the field. He's still going to come up and whip your ass if you piss him off enough. I'll tell you that. Have you ever seen a player go into the stands?
Oh, Malice at the Palace.
Yeah.
Malice at the Palace is one of the
There
best.
you go.
Yes.
What was that on? That
There's
was
a
Netflix doc.
Yeah, there's a Netflix documentary, but it was the Pistons and the Pacers back in like 2004 or something like that. And when you watch the documentary, you're like,
yeah,
it makes sense. Now.
Exactly. You go.
Makes sense
You
now.
go. Yep, that all tracks to
I'm
me.
not saying they should have went up into the stands,
But
the guy.
You're
had it
only
coming.
human,
Yeah,
and you can only take so much. And I would have done more for less. So it's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about this yesterday, the fact that I used to ride the players, but I never, ever got that personal with them. You suck is about the worst it ever got. Well, I guess it's a little personal.
Right. Well, and like I think there's something to be said if you can also make it funny.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna
That's what we
If
did,
you're gonna
yeah.
yell at a player, like you have to also make it funny. Where it's like I'm just yelling at you because you're on the other team, and I have to say
Yes.
something. Like,
and that's what we did.
Yeah.
Marty and I, we never got. It was never mean. It was never about race. It was never about that kind of thing.
God, yeah, that sounds terrible.
Oh, people do that.
I know, but like, in what? How mortifying would you see that in 20 years? That's somewhere on a video of you yelling, screaming a
Wouldn't it?
racist.
Oh.
Oh my God!
A little hard to.
Ostrich yourself in the sand
Or like-
immediately.
Or like your parent, you
Oh
know?
my God!
Like that's the thing I just don't get.
I have to take a break. You can stay with us till what, 38?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Magnificent. We'll be right back. A couple seconds more with Judd. Tevin in Studio 2. Tom Bernard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon. Here it comes again, Brittany. When are you gonna buy it, Tom?
When are you gonna buy it, Tommy?
Here we go. Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water. That is one of my favorite things. Sunset on the water. My God, it's beautiful. Entertain the kids. Float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer. The Power Lodge with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge. You've heard it. Brittany's trying to get me to commit to buying a new pontoon for her family to hang around on. And the easiest way to have a bunch of friends come out of the woodwork is to own a pickup truck or a pontoon.
It makes me sad. But
What? It's true.
Full disclosure, I already did research on a life jacket for GoGo. So
see, there you
the
go.
ad is hurtful because it's correct. So
All right, well, I better reach out to him today then.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying. I had an instant friends when I owned a pontoon. Oh, yeah, we definitely did. There's no doubt about that. Enjoy the best days of summer with friends, new friends on your favorite lakes, and a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer in the entire world, as a matter of fact. That is a fact. And my friends at the Power Lodge brought Miller into the family. Throttle therapy on land and water. Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com. Oh, and please tell them that Tommy sent you. There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Bernard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made.
All right, I know you're all depressed about the Twins, Judd. Are you reverting back pre-Livia, or are you still rocking your Livia?
Absolutely not. You know what? That's the one thing is that they have helped me, and they're going to help you too, get on a weight loss track, because it is weight control. It's not a diet. It's not a fad. It's not a quick fix. What it is it is a permanent solution, because their dietitians and nutritionists are going to help you take the weight off. And most importantly, Britt, as you just said, they are going to help you throughout the process then keep the weight off. And that's the most important thing. In fact, join today. Receive 3 months free plus a free gift during their Client Appreciation Week. Get summer ready right now. 855-GO-LIVEA, Livia.com, LIVEA, Livia.com. Livia Weight Control Centers is your ticket to permanent weight loss.
I am outraged. They left the black guy off the list of friends.
Typical.
I cannot believe my ears. Brittany points to me. I'm expecting to hear my name.
So
and
was
just
I.
Nothing. You know what?
Let me just point something out to you, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
Whenever you hear somebody doing a live read and they have to play music behind it, don't ever believe anything they say. They're going to distract people with the music in the background.
I cannot. That was so funny. I kept thinking,
terrible.
they'll do Tevin. They'll do
She
Tevin.
points to me. I'm not even expecting to hear my name. Brittany gets my hopes up just to be cool.
I thought it was going to happen. I had high expectations. Why wouldn't Tevin be added to the list of friends?
She did that to you?
You want to know why you're not on the list of friends?
Why is that?
Because you're family.
Oh,
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
God,
that makes me
is that
feel a
a
lot
lame
better about
excuse?
myself. But I
Here
still am
we
going to go
go.
home and cry.
No, I
after
get
this.
that. I get that.
I might go home and cry, too. What do you think?
That was rough.
Tough road to hoe. No question about it. Okay, so the Twins suck, and I'll just... honest to God, I was so up on them when the season started. They had a beautiful couple of weeks there at the beginning, few weeks or whatever it was. This team has sucked huge for about 10 straight days now. Maybe longer than that. Maybe it's 2 weeks.
Well, I guess here's the question. Do we think that they are going to... Do we think that they have enough guys who are simply slumping at the plate, right, to overcome this? Or are they not not everyone, but do they have just too many weak spots there? That's my question. And if they do, they need to address it soon because, Tom, as we talked about yesterday, the pitching's too good to just say, screw it. And they're in first place in a division that they could easily win, unless somebody in this godforsaken division is going to get incredibly hot, which Cleveland did last September, and the Twins obviously were awful. But that's the thing is, if you can, I gotta believe, I hope, I would pray that Carlos Correa at $36 million a season is going to end up at $260 or something, right?
That would be nice. Yes.
Okay, that'd be nice. But if the reality is that you have this many weak spots, I will say this one. I'm not going to be surprised within the next few days if Jose Miranda is dispatched to St. Paul.
Yeah.
Kyle Farmer plays third base for now. And Royce Lewis is ahead of schedule. He's going to start a rehab assignment at AA, I think this week. And he is eligible to return from the 60-day IL late this month. I would not be surprised when he is set to go, if he takes over at third base, and he can hit.
Yeah. We got to do something. I got to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to blame everything on one person here, but if we have another one, look, 3 errors in 1 inning, really?
Oh God, did you see it too?
It was horrible.
The 2 on the catcher, who I've liked, but Vasquez, the 2 on him, bad throw to second allows the guy to go to third. Explain the third one if you saw it though. So Vasquez thinks he's going to pick off Tatis from third base. Miranda, who by the way is a butcher at third to start with, so the simple act of throwing him the ball playing catch might be dangerous. Has no clue it's coming, or he gets over too late. The ball hits. It looked like the Bad News Bears. Bramer said, "What happened?" Because I looked down at my scorecard and now a guy is scoring, and Dick in this case wasn't wrong.
No, you're right.
Why throw the ball?
I don't understand what the hell we're doing, but I will tell you this, and this is my prediction, and I'm not blaming him at all, but if this doesn't improve, Rocco ain't going to have a job much longer. That team is in bad shape. They started beautifully and just tanked, right?
I love the fact that you just said that.
Why?
That's a very Zolgadian thing, to which now sports fans say, no, what are you talking about, Tom Bernard? You're crazy. No, he's fine. No, it's not his fault. No, let's absolve him. Yeah, I mean, something has to give here. Because, again, they're in first place. Mm-hmm. Their pitching has been outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
This is not
middle relievers not very good.
This is by no means a lost cause.
No.
So here's my first guess. If there's going to be a fall guy, because this is the typical baseball thing now.
Yes.
It's the hitting coach first, right?
Yes. That's exactly right. He'd be the first to go, but then if I were Rocco, I'd be getting a little nervous because failing miserably at the end of last year didn't help either.
No. And have you seen his post-game press conferences? And I like this. I feel like Rocco's a little more salty now, which he should be, by the way.
Yeah, because he used to be really boring.
Yeah, he used to be boring, and he would blame nobody for anything.
Right.
And so last night he was trying to absolve the bats a little bit, which I didn't like, but he also then said, I want to talk about the mistakes in the fielding and those things. So, yeah, exactly. So at least it was something sort of spicy as opposed to, well, we'll come back tomorrow and get him, which I'm so sick of.
And I'm not going after Rocco because I don't like him. I've never met him, don't know him at all. I don't hate the guy or anything, but he is the one who's going to take the punch. Like you said, first of all, the hitting coach will go, but then if it doesn't get any better, Rocco's walking in some thin ice.
Yeah, I would imagine at some point in time that he's either going to be on thin ice or they just have to start to freaking hit. That's my point is do they have enough guys that are just slumping right now? But I mean, to that point, when Carlos Correa is at 185, going 0 for 5 and being booed by fans, it can't be ignored. People want to, oh, it's early. You don't know what you're talking about. He'll be fine.
Nope.
Exactly, Tom. Exactly. These are lost opportunities to win baseball games. And you know what? They matter just as much in May as they will in September.
Well, let me ask everybody in studio here. You played softball in your life or baseball, whatever. Mm-hmm. You've done all those things. If you got guys on first, second, and third with nobody out, wouldn't you try to hit a fly ball, not a screaming liner?
Yeah.
you try to get the ball to the outfield to score at least one run.
Yeah, bring somebody, sacrifice
And
yourself.
if you can put it in the gap, you're going to score maybe all 3 runs.
Yeah.
Right? You get a hold of it, you hit a home run. You don't. The things they were doing, hitting little ground balls to the shortstop. I mean, what the hell is that?
I mean,
and then they didn't leave the base.
Yeah,
or
they didn't even leave the base.
plate. Nick
Yeah.
Gordon didn't run, Tevin.
He didn't even run.
Yeah, that I mean, as somebody that when I'm just trying to make contact and get it as far as humanly possible, like so I can't aim it or anything like that. But yeah, you definitely with how you guys are saying, like you saying it's fine, we'll get there eventually. Like, well, that's how you get to the end of the season, looking at well, now we're out of time.
Yeah.
We should have won all these games in the past, and you still there is strategy to baseball, and yeah, you can't just
You're
go
a
up there and
strategy.
swing away.
No, it's tragedy.
Yeah, there's
How do we actually say it? Strategy. Whoa, that broke my brain.
I'm still
tragedy's good
tripping
for
up
you.
about my name not being mentioned.
No, I understand. I've thought this through now. You know, I'm not a huge sports analytics. You know, sometimes
what?
Shocking.
You're
but I feel
not?
like if I had 3 people on base and I was only up 1 time,
Yep.
I'd lean into it. I'd get hit, and I would.
Oh,
accept
take
it.
the hit. That's a good idea.
You're welcome, because it would probably kill me.
Right
but,
in the noggin. Right in the noggin.
Okay, it doesn't have to be my head.
I
oh
say
my
it does.
God.
It definitely does.
Like
And
center
you can't wear a
mass.
helmet either.
What is wrong with you?
I'd like to see some damage.
How about her arm, Tom? Leg.
Yeah.
How about that? You sort of stick
No,
your leg
noggin.
out there.
But don't worry, I'd be really dramatic. Ow!
Oh, you would. Till you
Ugh.
drop to
Get
one
carted
knee.
off the field.
Oh,
Help me. Help me.
I'm down.
I just wanted to watch a game last. I'm at home by myself. My wife's coming home today. I'm looking forward to that. I want to sit down and watch the Twins beat a very mediocre team in San Diego. They got smoked again. God, it's upsetting.
The only good part about the loss was, did you see the I think it was in the 8th, the home run the Padres guy hit? Joey Gallo is playing left field.
Yep.
Never turned around.
He never even turned around.
Don't you love when players do that? Like he didn't look, he didn't move back, he didn't move up. He just stood in his tracks and said, "Oh boy, home run."
Well, it ended up pretty deep in the second deck, if I remember
I know
correctly.
it did. But that's such a veteran. That's such a vet move, you know.
It is. Yeah, you're right about that. I actually like it. He hadn't been hitting lately, although either.
No, I was looking up his. He's below 200. Correa is. Let's see here. Joey Gallo 1 for 4 last night, and he's still at 189.
Oh God.
Yeah, they've
Not
got
good.
a lot of guys who are right around that Mendoza line. Buxton last night 0 for 3, down to 233.
Oh Jesus! A lot of called third strikes for him lately. I have
Yeah,
noticed
he
that.
goes through large phases of striking out.
Yeah, he does. There's no question. I like the guy. I just the whole thing. Look, I just cannot believe that so many guys just all of a sudden can't hit. There's got to be something's causing this. I don't know what the hell it is. Some chirping going on in the clubhouse or whatever the hell it is, or some bad instruction or bad leader. I don't know.
I'd be curious to see what the morale is amongst
Yes.
everybody. Like, is everybody
Yes.
down and sulking as far as the hitting goes, or are they have anybody in there that's trying to get them going? Because once you start swinging and missing, it's very contagious if you're down, and now that rubs off on everybody.
But as Judd already pointed out, you got bases loaded, nobody out. Now there's one out. You hit a ground ball, and you don't even step out of the. You don't even run to first. He He waited in the box. First of all, didn't he wait till almost when the ball was fielded before he even left home
Probably
plate?
because he's fast and he got thrown out by a few steps.
Yep. He
So,
should.
yeah.
If he had left the plate, they would have scored a run there. There's no question.
I think the problem is this, and I found this in a different sense in covering football, but I think the problem is the clubhouse thing. The pitchers, if they're not now, are going to be pissed off soon, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Because it's like if the defense is playing great and the offense can't score points in football, they can say whatever they want about we're a family, we're a team. No,
Right.
the one side's like, no, I'm doing my job, do yours, right?
Yep.
So if I'm the pitchers, I'm like, hold on a second here. We are, for the most part, have been outstanding, and you guys can't score a bleeping run.
I know. It's
That's your
really hard to
problem,
watch.
I think,
It's
Kevin.
very, very hard to watch. because I love that team. I do. I've loved the Twins since I was 9 years old, and
Yeah.
it's really painful for me to watch them get their ass kicked like that.
Don't apologize for being pissed. I feel like in this state, you're deemed to be a bad fan if you get mad, right? Like, how can you be mad at the Twins? Or
Right,
just
right.
Just
That's
be
true.
patient. The Tom Bernard plan to me is the best one possible. Have some East Coast fan. Have expectations and
Love
get
it.
pissed off
Right.
when they're not met. That's why I love you.
Don't worry, our listeners are on board. They're even harsher than you guys. Chad messaged me saying Rocco should have been fired after blowing the season last year, in my opinion. So don't worry. We've got listeners that are on board with you guys.
Which is good because it's like people obviously said, well, they're still in first place and in a great position to win the division, but it's like, no, there's now expectations where the expectation is just to win and get in. It's like we can actually
Absolutely.
make some noise and move forward in the playoffs, which isn't something that most Minnesota teams are used to being able to say.
I got to be honest with you, and you know, this is the first time I've worked with Judd. I would have, by this time, most seasons, particularly in first place, would have reached out to the team and said, hey, can we have a couple of players on? I don't want to talk to them right now. I just don't. It's like, you're pissing me off. Stay off my show.
But Byron Buxton, you're always welcome in here and also in my home.
Here we go.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Here we
Just
go.
saying, Byron, if you're out there, you can come in at any time.
All right.
Beautiful wife and kids. and
I'm
you-
not trying to
and look at what
ruin
you're-
his life. I'm just saying.
I like how
just
you're
invite
worried
him to
about
your
like
house,
ruining
though.
his life and not your own family that you have established.
That's a nice touch. You're right.
Thanks, Tevin, for reminding me about reality.
Oh, go. Why don't you go sit in the other room while Brian, or whatever the hell is, Buxton. I couldn't even say his name. I was so upset with you. What do you
Brittany
think?
Buxton?
She's got her second marriage already lined up.
Oh, my God. All right, Judd's got to go. I bet you're really sorry to be leaving after that little bit.
It just got very intriguing. I'd say, huh? I didn't see that coming from Brittany.
Judd is in. Oh,
It
you
just
got
got
to know
very
me more. I'm the
intriguing.
worst. So
Judd,
All right, I'll
before
talk
you
to you
leave,
tomorrow.
say this before you leave, though. I'd like to take a run at one of the links. No, anyways.
I'm a happily married man with a beautiful dog as well, okay?
okay, we get it. You're better than me.
All right,
All
I'll
right,
talk to you
I'll
later.
talk to you
pal.
guys
Bye,
tomorrow.
Judd.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. God, she's in here want to go after Buxton. What the hell's the matter
I just
with
said
you?
he's welcomed in here at any time.
It was your tone.
Yeah, I get.
No, how about the look in her eye?
Right.
It's like, I wonder what that thing looks like. Jesus.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. The look was in your
I
eye.
don't have
saw
to
it. I
wonder.
saw you thinking it.
Just kidding.
This show's come off the rails
Really
very quickly. Brittany.
Who
Don't
am I
point
going-
so aggressively at me.
I'm
It's
pointing
too
there now.
It's
Wait a
too.
minute. Where's the camera?
it's
There it is right there.
Judgment.
Oh, I can just point at the
When
little
you
light
point
up
at me, what do they say?
there.
3 pointing back.
No, it's one pointing back.
Oh yeah, that one too.
We are losing it.
I
There's
know.
No question. But no, look, I got to be honest with you. This Twins thing is really pissing me off. It's my whole summer is watching the Twins, for Christ's sake, and getting a pontoon that you can ride on.
Thank you. Trevor has some advice for us.
Okay,
One
good.
of our listeners
Get
emailed
out of the
in.
business?
Yep, it was one of get out of the business. Plus, Trevor said, you guys should go just like the Rudy route. Switch teams to a better team, like the Packers. Much better feeling there.
You could stop after the Packers. What was this guy's name?
This was Trevor.
Trevor. I hope he's not a Packer fan, and that's what he's suggesting. I know that Rudy switched over to the Packers, which
Yeah.
is disgraceful.
Disgraceful.
But,
I agree.
But way more fun. Oh,
I'm sure it is.
So much fun.
I'm sure it is, but the water's great over here in Minnesota.
it, though?
Sometimes.
I don't know about that.
Sometimes
3 months out of the year.
that's generous.
Yeah,
There you go.
The entire season, basically.
Yeah, but I have a question for you. Aren't you a Brewers fan too?
I am.
Hey, nobody sucks more than they.
Right, I was gonna say the Brewers are terrible.
Well, yeah, but we're not talking about that. I don't. Here's the thing, though.
We're not talking about that part.
Here's the thing. I think people sometimes get wrapped up in sports, and I'm like, I don't give two shits how good or bad your team is. Listen, if you're hanging off the side of a cliff and you are wearing a Raiders cap, okay, bad example. I might kick a Raiders fan off a cliff. But
Yeah, there you go.
I was going to say, if you are wearing a Yankees cap, I would pull you up. So that's why I don't let sports get in the way of things,
Right.
you know? Yeah.
No, the people that take it, like once the game is being played, like, okay, yeah, we can pretend to be
Yeah, like, we're
mortal
cool.
enemies,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the game, I don't care enough for you to.
You're not wearing the same shirt I'm wearing.
Come talk shit to me about my team. No, we're fine.
Yeah, you got to treat it like Ralph. And what was the name of that dog in the Wile E. Coyote? It was Ralph, right? When they'd go to work and they'd be like, "Morning, Ralph. Morning, Sam." And then it was
Wile E.
like,
Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Yeah, but he was against the sheep dog instead of.
Yeah.
And they'd beat the hell out of each other for 8 hours, and then at the end of it, they'd be like,
Check
"All right,
out,
well,
yeah.
have a great day," and that was that. Yeah.
So it wasn't just one team. You went all Wisconsin with your
All
team.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
So including the University of Wisconsin.
Yep. I'm Badgers
So
fan.
all Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Why?
Dude, that one pass with Favre, it turned me.
That was it.
Couldn't do it anymore. No more
When he
could I
threw the ball away.
Yep. No more could I deal with having a losing hockey team. I couldn't deal with having an awful men's basketball team. I was done.
You
couldn't do
hit
it
your
anymore.
rock bottom.
Yep. And I just switched.
You know what's really sad? I hate to admit this. Does Wisconsin have a professional hockey team?
They do not. They have a
didn't
minor
think so.
league. They have a minor
I didn't
league
think they
team or
did.
something like that in Milwaukee, but not a professional team.
How do they not have a professional hockey team? That's weird.
Well, you'd think ours would be good. Like, there is just so
Well, you
many
would think
things
so, yeah.
that you go, obviously, we are the state of hockey.
Okay, but the state of hockey is definitely a self-proclaimed.
So, it's cold here.
Like I could just start calling us the state of football. It doesn't mean the football team's going to be
Here's
great.
an example. Just in general, you can find free ice here, and you can't find free ice in many states. So, like, that alone gives us a little bit of an edge on people being like, I'm a good skater. I love Minnesota. Like, growing up here.
Why are you using your real voice?
Sorry.
Go back to your radio voice.
Go back to your radio voice.
You think that we would be raising some good hockey players that would stay here, so I don't understand.
But we do have great players. Like the high school collegiate system in Minnesota is like top of the line, 10 out of 10.
So can't
but
we, like,
it doesn't
make
mean
them-
that they all stay and play for the Wild. Like you have to get drafted or sign and
Well, this
choose
is-
to go places.
This is what we do. We make them pinky promise, like
There we
at
go.
a young age, like super
Yep.
young, when you can get them with like suckers and cupcakes. Promise you're going to stick around, okay? Okay, promise, and that's how we do it. You're welcome. Done.
So I have a question. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar first played for the Milwaukee Bucks, didn't he?
He did.
Before he went to L.A.
Mhm.
Yeah, because somebody sent, I don't know who sent it to me, but and I don't even know where it is. It's got to be around somewhere. But I have one of his original Milwaukee Bucks wrist, those
cool.
wristband
Sweatbands or
things,
whatever.
whatever they are. I don't even remember who sent it to me, but it's like, did he really? Yeah, like he did start at Milwaukee, didn't he?
I think didn't he win a championship or two in
You
Milwaukee?
might be right.
I think
you might be right. He can play basketball pretty well, I thought.
Yeah, well, he was probably because obviously like players in that generation don't get a lot of or as much respect just because it was so long
Yeah,
ago.
yep.
But when you hear people that like study the NBA on a regular basis, like he was one of the most dominant players,
No doubt,
that ever lived. Like he was ridiculously talented.
That's why the Minneapolis Lakers were so phenomenal, because their center was the best of all time at that time.
Yeah.
And then Kareem came along and other people like him. I mean, it's just Shaquille O'Neal. You can't take anything away from Shaquille, baby. You cannot.
They changed the rules they had to change the equipment because he broke so many backboards. Like we have to make things
He did.
stronger.
How
because this
wild
man
is
is a
that?
beast.
God, he's a big fella. I've never met him in person. I've talked to him on the phone, but you guys ever met him in person?
I've not, no.
A friend of mine used to date him.
Whoa.
What was his name?
Yeah.
What? Really?
No, a friend of mine used to date him, yeah. So he used to come downtown and stuff. I never really I never got a chance to sit at the table, but I was in the vicinity.
So you didn't like the guy?
I liked him, but you trust me, it's like sitting down at the the comics table at the Comedy Cellar. You got to be asked to sit at that table.
Yeah,
There's
oh,
no
yeah,
just
yeah.
hopping a squat and being like, "What's up, Shaq? What are you drinking? Can I
What's
get you
the
something?"
latest?
Yeah, no.
The hell of a player he was. man.
Unbelievable, yeah.
He was an amazing player, no doubt about that. So it's a good thing we're talking about sports not in Minnesota, because the Twins are pissing me off. That's why.
We need to make sure we have some heart medication on
I need
hand.
A defibrillator in the corner.
Just
I
4
need it.
in the room.
There's no doubt about it. There's no question.
Well, don't worry. Soon it'll be September, and then you can get upset about the Vikings as well.
And the weather.
Who? What's that?
Ooh, they're
Never
dead
heard
to
of
me.
it. They're dead to me right now. I did see Chad Greenway's doing commercials now, by the way.
Yeah,
Remember the old former linebacker?
Yeah, he's pushing Grey Duck vodka,
Duck?
I think is his thing.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is pretty successful now. They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
I
one.
saw him for some other, like a realty company.
It's a bank.
Oh, it's a bank.
I believe it's a
That's
bank,
what it is.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Because I saw him doing. I didn't know he did commercial.
Get that bag.
Yeah. I met him backstage at a Metallica show one time.
Oh, yeah.
And I turned the corner, and it was him and Brock Lesnar standing next to one
Oh,
another.
big fellas.
And I ran right head first. My head went right into Brock Lesnar's chest.
Oh.
And I hit him, and he looked down. I was eating a slice of pizza, and he looked down at me, and he went, "I like pizza."
Profound.
And then you just gave him your slice
Yeah,
of pizza.
Of course.
And I was like, "Can I finish mine?" And Chad's like, "Leave him alone." I was like, "I gotta go." I was
I'm
like,
so scared.
I just got bullied by a guy 10 years younger than me.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, and a lot larger than all of us put together.
Also,
for
you,
Christ's
you
sake.
don't have to be ashamed about getting
No,
bullied by
all
Brock
of us would be
Lesnar.
handing the pizza
No.
over. I'd be like, ah!
No doubt about it. No question. We do have to take a break here. Be right back and wrap things up right after this.
This is the Tom Bernard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Bernard Show app or at tombernardshow.com.
Hi, this is Tom Bernard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walzer Nissan stores here in the metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walzer different than other Nissan stores? And why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walzer Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walzer Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walzer Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Bernard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walzer.com and select the Walzer Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months. 10,000 miles per year. $5,900 due at signing. VIN PC 261725.
Hey folks, Judd Zolgad here. You know, wouldn't it be nice to lose over 20 pounds before summer? Well, you can with Livia's doctor-recommended program. Look and feel your best with a weight loss program voted #1 in Minnesota. Receive personalized and guided support from Livia's team of experts. Join today and receive 3 months free plus a free gift during Livia's Client Appreciation Week. What are you waiting for? Get summer ready with Livia. Call today, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit livia.com. You know, I lost 40 pounds more than a year ago now, and here's the best part. Livia helps you keep the weight off. So we're not just talking weight loss here. We're talking weight loss and sustainable weight loss, and ultimately, that's the most important thing. Start your success today and get summer ready. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Join now and receive 3 months free plus a free gift. Call now, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit livia.com. Don't miss Livia's annual Spring Client Appreciation event, May 6th through the 12th, special savings, giveaways, and more.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got about 9 minutes left in the show. That's it.
Lots of emails.
I want to hear them.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Jeremy wrote, I quit the Vikings in 98. Go Pack, go Rudy.
I will say this. Don't become a Packers fan this year.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This is going to be a brutal
This
year
is a rough
for us.
year?
So,
Okay.
yeah, wait a couple
It
of
is.
years if you want to switch teams. Yeah.
I will wait then. I was going to jump on then this year.
You're dead to me, Brittany.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm such a big Vikings fan.
Exactly.
I do look better in green. I will have to say that.
Why is there a picture of you on my screen right now?
I don't know.
Look at this.
Oh, is it going to be something? I always fall for this. I
It
know
is
it's
the
going to.
quintessential Brittany photo.
It's,
Yeah.
Really, honestly, it's like a perfect picture of you.
I'm not even going to look.
Why
I've got
not?
more
You
emails
can come
for you.
and look at this. I mean, it looks just like you.
Yeah, it looks just like you, meth mouth. Okay.
I'm all connected here. I'd hold it up and show you, Rudy, but I can't because I got like
Trust
3
me.
different wires.
It's like looking in a goddamn mirror.
If you were about 50 years older.
Yeah, even that is offensive. Like, I will age far better than that. Have you seen my mom, Beverly? Like, we will do fine. Aaron wrote in, sad thing is, Twins finally have a healthy starting batting lineup they wanted to have it on opening day. Still can't hit.
Yep.
Let's see. A lot of us are advising to go the Rudy route.
Leave it for all Wisconsin
Yep.
sports.
And then Pete wrote in, before last night's games, Twins dead last in batting average on 28th in on-base percentage.
Oh, God.
So.
Why me?
I'm sorry.
Why do I have to suffer through it all?
I don't know. You have
That's all I'm saying.
you're in an abusive relationship, and once you acknowledge that, you can move on.
You are with the Twins?
Yes, you are in an abusive relationship with the Twins.
Oh, with the Twins?
Yeah, but
Is
you
it
don't.
abusive?
You don't want to move on though.
I'm never gonna
This
move
is
on.
a bad friend, and this is bad advice.
No, we're this far into the hurt and the pain.
No, that's
you just got to stay, because what it's going to happen is the Twins are going
The
to
second I
eventually,
leave.
yes, and then they're going to win a championship, or the Vikings will win a Super Bowl, or something good is going to happen, and then it's just going to feel that much better when I'm sitting on Hennepin Avenue
No.
for the parade.
There's a terminology for this. It's like stock loss or stop loss. It's the idea of you put in a lot of energy, so you should keep putting more into it. And
Right.
it's
It's
proven
like-
time and time again.
It's like
you
being
need
down
to
at the
walk
gambling
away, cut your losses, and be done. There's a term for it. I know somebody's screaming it at me right now, but like there's a term for that is not a good way to live your life. Like, well, I put in 4 years with this a-hole, so I'll just keep. It's my relationship with Tom and vice versa. We've both put in a lot of time and effort, so we're just going to keep going forward.
No, I'm ending it all right now.
I know.
It's over. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty much the advice I gave you, which don't take because I need this job.
I got to be honest with you. When I was a little kid, when the Lakers did leave, I still was a Laker fan because they were the Minneapolis Lakers. And I was very, very young. Christ, again, I was like 2 or something. I was not very old. I know that.
How do they not change names? And I know this is a stupid question, and you guys know I'm not
Because
like.
of all the lakes in California.
It's so stupid.
Or L.A., I should say.
Even North Stars, that's so stupid.
Yeah,
Just
well,
the stars.
they at least dropped the North, so the
Yeah, they did,
stars.
yeah.
Just
And-
be something else if you buy the team.
Yeah, well, there's like the team. Who was? Oh, the Utah Jazz. Like was originally in New Orleans. And there's like
That
there's
makes
jazz
sense.
music in
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah,
like,
but
but
there's
they kept
one problem.
the name.
She's got one problem. Did you ever hear of the Lone Star in Texas? Or the Texas Stars?
Then
Yeah,
be
there we go.
that.
Dallas
Then
Stars
be the
work
Lone
really well.
Stars. But we all know it's
the
the
Dallas
North
Yeah,
Stars.
but it's the stars.
Okay, fine. Well, you guys, fine. The Lakers. Lean into
Look,
that
if
one.
you had a team, it'd be called the Disasters.
I
Because
would-
it would fit right in.
I would at least pick an animal because I think non-animal ones are
You're
dumb.
gonna pick an animal, are you?
Yeah, like Lakers. What? Like even it's actually
I
kind
know,
of a
but
dumb name. I mean, it's cool when it was
It is a dumb
Minnesota,
name.
but it's like, what are you going to be? A body of water? Oh, I'm
Okay, yeah, you can't have a mascot. That's okay. Point Brittany.
Yep. And I would pick something not everybody picks. Like I would never be like the Bears or something where it's an animal that's
Tigers, Bears.
Yeah, there's a lot
There's
of
like
animals.
One team called the Bears.
There's like a lot of teams. I'm not saying only in football.
The Memphis Grizzlies. That's
Oh,
a
I guess
bear.
the Grizzlies. That's a
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like
Okay.
yeah,
There are more of them, I'm sure.
and like, can we count Cubs? They're
Okay, you
BB
know what?
Bears?
I'm just gonna be
Cubs
quiet
are
for the rest
definitely
of the show.
bear. Yeah.
So like,
That's
I'd
a
pick
bear.
an animal that's still aggressive and cool, but like not like everybody picks.
Okay, what's your top? If you had to start a team today, what's your mascot going to be? Because
Well-
I feel like you've given this a lot of
Okay, so like anaconda, that's scary.
thought. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like
I feel like that's too long though.
you can call us like.
There's the Cobras, the Diamondbacks. Like,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
so-
snakes.
Love
Okay,
it.
mongoose. They kill snakes.
And but then it's because when it's that long, you have to shorten it to something. And now, what are you, the geese? Like, what's the?
First off, geese is not the same as mongoose, and I'm
Right, but
worried
I'm
that
saying-
you think so.
No, no, but I'm saying like it's just too long. Like
Mongoose is two syllables.
it still feels too long.
Mongoose.
You can't,
Mongoose.
you can't chant mongoose.
Yes, I can.
You know, you realize in the Eastern time zone, this show would have been over an hour ago.
And
Okay, what would be your
right on
mascot?
time.
What would be your mascot, sir?
For what kind of team?
Any?
Well, first of all, I think the Vikings is a great name for a football team.
Yeah, but I
Yep.
don't like the human mascot sometimes.
You
Like that's
don't?
like that can be a bit creepy sometimes. I think they do a good job with
really?
him. But like the Brewer guy is a little creepy sometimes looking.
Okay, we only got 1 minute, so I will tell you. Well, we got about 3 minutes actually, but I will tell you the worst of all time was my high school.
What was it?
It was the Minneapolis North Polars.
Pollard. Yeah.
Okay, the Polars.
Yeah.
I was one of about 5 Polars left in that entire building, and they literally got so upset because polar bears are white.
Yeah.
Right. We're at North High School.
Yeah.
The slogan the year I
No.
was supposed to graduate was, and I'm not kidding you, "Bears have soul." I'm not making that.
Bears have
because the bear
soul?
was white. The black people didn't like the fact that the bear was white.
Bears
so
have
they came up with "Bears have soul."
That's the weirdest.
What?
The The more you think about it, the weirder that
It's
slogan is.
embarrassing. It's horribly embarrassing.
I was the Stillwater Ponies for a little bit.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's not great, but it can be like
'Cause that's just a small horse.
It is, but they had like this red. Being the pony was a big honor.
Mm-hmm.
It was this red pony, and the person who would get the mascot job would be somebody usually like in gymnastics, and they always like next leveled it. So it was weird. There was a lot of like pride around being the ponies. STILH2O.
Nice. My school was the Chieftains. We got a lot of flack all the time. We had a plaque in our school that was like, we got permission from some like local whatever.
One person just said, we're okay with this.
But I remember our bus would always get like egged and snowballs thrown at it because people were like, they'd be like Chieftains or Indians are people, not mascots, which correct.
Did they switch it?
And we didn't have like a mascot. We didn't do any like tribal chants or anything like that.
I have a question for you. Weren't they named that to honor the chieftains?
Yeah.
So being honored is not a bad thing, is it?
We had to switch ours.
No, but I mean,
What
I
was
get
yours?
why. Yeah, they would make.
We
you
were
change it.
Henry Sibley Warriors, and it was like a Native American warrior.
We are
So they
the
first
warriors.
switched it to like.
But weren't you honoring the warriors too?
It wasn't great. I'm not
Oh,
going to
wasn't
say
great?
it wasn't great because
Okay.
it'd be some white kid out there in like a headdress. It wasn't great.
Yeah, and then you do like the tomahawk
Yes,
chop and
exactly.
all that
Tomahawk
stuff. It's like
chop.
It just wasn't great. And then so they switched it originally then to like they're like, okay, warrior can mean they switched it to like a knight, which was like
Yes.
okay. And then they went ahead they switched the whole Henry Sibley completely because I'm sure he did some terrible thing. I don't even know. So now I don't even know what my high school's named anymore.
I want you to do me a favor, and you cannot say it on the air.
Okay.
There's a town called Pekin, Illinois. It's Pekin.
It
and
is
I want,
great.
I want you to look up and see what their name was. You can't say it on the air, but look, Pekin, Illinois, what their football team was nicknamed. Do you know, Rudy? You don't want to know.
No.
You don't want to
And
know.
Whoever
I'm telling
came
you.
up with the name, I should have been fired immediately.
I think now they are the Dragons.
They're the Dragons now. They are, yes, but they are not. They didn't used to be the Dragons.
Peeking pecker faces or something like that. Something.
No,
And didn't they
it was
have
much worse than that?
Yeah.
Oh, she found it.
And didn't they have that name for a while?
A long
It wasn't
time.
like we did it for a year and then realized. No, it was we really leaned into this.
Pekin, like in
No.
Peking.
No, it's bad.
Get it? Peking? Pekin?
The Pekin golden showers. What are we talking about? here?
Oh, it's much worse
Even
than that.
worse than that.
It's much worse
It's
than
just
that.
shocking that what?
That they would have used it. And by the way, does it show the logo?
No.
Because the logo was even more
Oh, I
offensive
can't
than
even
the
imagine.
name.
I haven't even seen the logo.
You guys, it wasn't until 1975 that they switched it.
I know. It was 50 years ago.
So they found, and then they agreed on the new one in 1980.
Oh, they did.
Oh, no,
okay.
no. In 1980, the school board forced a name change. So it wasn't until 1980.
Really?
Yes.
Well, so it's still 45 years ago almost.
Yeah.
43 years ago. But yeah, the logo for the team was not flattering.
I'm gonna guess that the name of the team is what that guy yelled at Rice out in the middle of Fenway Park. Is that
Pretty close.
Okay, right on. Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
close. Let me just say this, because I'm changing the subject completely. You know, when the Warriors that used to wear those, the body armor and all that stuff, and when it didn't work properly, they said there was a chink in the armor.
Okay.
But they did. But it
I
was
already feel uncomfortable.
it was a
even with
different
this-
reference. I'm just saying.
Right.
But they went with that name for decades.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that they would ever do something like that.
That's wild.
Because when you say like how it's being used there with the chink in the armor, so when Jeremy Lin, who was an Asian NBA player, had this great stretch of games and then had a couple bad games, and the headline in like the New York Times was a chink in the armor.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh
my
God.
Yeah. And
What year was that?
like 2010-ish, somewhere in
What?
there, maybe. I don't know.
Chink in
Yeah,
the
it was-
armor in 2010?
Yeah, and they were like, they got just murdered for it because they're
Wow.
like, we get it, like, we understand that it's not how you meant it, but you can't say
You
that.
can't say that.
An Asian American basketball player.
And just act like, oh, it was a coincidence. No.
No.
You're the worst. Be done.
All right, we got to fold it up. But yeah, so you looked it up. That's a nice name, huh?
I gotta go.
And you try to find the logo, because the logo is much more offensive than the name. I mean, the buck teeth were hanging down by the chin.
No,
Oh, yeah.
stop.
It was horrible.
That's
It was
terrible.
hideous.
Their school song was just the sound of a gong.
Stop. I'm going home. I cannot with you guys.
All right, we got to go.
Bye.
Brittany's got to go home and pray. That's what you got to do.